Lothan, America's tyranny hunter. Call in now, 877-381-3811.
Let me tell you a little secret, America. Joe Biden is not going to run for re-election. He has no intention of running for re-election. He doesn't care what you think about him. He doesn't even care if his party loses. Do you want to know why? Because he's perfected the ability to rule like a dictator. For all their talk about dictators. He's had more executive orders than any modern president. His executive orders, by one calculation, total the amount of $1.5 trillion. $1.5 trillion. By executive order, he has destroyed diversity in this country, put in place racial preferences. He has destroyed women's sports by endorsing the most radical and perverse element in our society. Destroyed women's sports. He's working very, very closely with the NEA and the AFT in destroying our classrooms and giving them paramilitary backup with the FBI and the Department of Justice. All this without legislation. He has spent $1 trillion on welfare for students and former students who took out loans that were their obligation, redistributing wealth to his biggest voting bloc, all without legislation. He's sending his goons out to harass Supreme Court justices over the Dobbs decision. He's threatening the elderly, destroying their pensions with inflation, but he's threatening them with scaremongering, somehow pretending that Social Security and Medicare are under attack by Republicans. Keep saying it. The big lie. Repeat it. Does all this without legislation. He'll continue to act without legislation. He's destroyed our immigration system, the border, which is a crime-infested anarchy going on there now. You don't need legislation to ignore legislation. Existing law, so he's ignored our immigration laws altogether. He promotes voting fraud by attacking any Republican legislature that dares to put in place measures to try and prevent it, and uses the Department of Justice to sue those legislatures claiming voter suppression. That's how they work. Now, if they win the House and the Senate back, what they intend to do is to add 4 more Democrats to the United States Senate by adding the District of Columbia and Puerto Rico as states. What they intend to do is abolish the filibuster. So by a mere majority, they can continue their war on the American system of government, the economic system, and the American citizen. If they win it back. Joe Biden doesn't care. Joe Biden's son is already a derelict. He can't be reformed. He doesn't care enough about the country. He cares about his legacy. And you get great legacies in the history books in this country, the more damage you do to it. Like Franklin Roosevelt, the bigger socialist you are, the greater the president you are. The bigger racist you are, like Woodrow Wilson, the bigger write-up you get. They'll immunize you. They'll protect you. The media and history is filled with Maggie Haberman types. Maggie Haberman types. It's true. It's sad. There's one cell phone company I trust to uphold our values. One cell phone company I trust to give you fair and honest pricing. Pure Talk. My cell phone company. I really want you to be part of the Pure Talk family. And you can be proud of it, and you can save money at the same time. Pure Talk is who powers my iPhone on America's most reliable 5G network. Stop giving your money to Verizon, AT&T, or T-Mobile. They're ripping you off, and they don't give a damn about you. There's a better way.
Hey, Brian, you can go on and roll the open now, buddy.
Their customer service team.
All right, get going. Have a good game.
They create American jobs. Have you ever tried to get customer service on Verizon, AT&T, or T-Mobile? Have you ever tried to get a satisfactory answer?
Your home for Carterville Lions football is News Radio 1340, WJPF Heron, W258DP Heron, 99.5 FM. It's time for 1340 AM. Hear the Lions roar all season long with People's National Bank, McDonald's, the UPS Store, Clark Transportation, I-702, and First Mid-Bank and Trust. The Lions are also powered by Polar Whip, the Bank of Heron, Joe's Lawn Service, Ron Ward Chevrolet. And the voice of the Carterville Lions, Dave McKenzie.
Hey, good evening, everybody. Happy Friday night football to you. It's Dave McKenzie and Keenan Clark filling in for Scott Hudson tonight on the broadcast. Welcome aboard, bud. Nice to have you.
Thank you. I was excited to get a text from you earlier and asking if I was available. Glad to be here. Love being up here in the booth with you and watching the Carterville Lions.
Scotty's out tonight, going to watch his grandson play in, I think it's the Class S softball game up at Waltonville. So he's going to go do some grandpa time tonight. We are going to do the second conference game for both of these teams tonight as Anna-Jonesboro comes to town to take on the Carterville Lions. Carterville 4-0 on the season. They are racking up some points of late. The last two games averaging about 51 points a game. Anna-Jonesboro 1-3 on the season. You know, the paperwork says Carterville should win, but there's a reason why games are played.
Absolutely. You don't ever count out a team that's coached by Brett Dietering. I mean, he's a Hall of Fame football coach, and AJ has had their share of success over the years, and I think we're going to see a little bit different look from AJ this year, too, from what I understand. That's
what we understand. And Carterville, as we mentioned, coming off a 54-19 win a week ago on the road at DuQuoin. And I said to Brett, Coach Brett Dial, that it score's a little bit deceiving because DuQuoin played a little bit better in the second and third quarters, but Carterville's offensive and defensive line just wore him down late in that game.
Absolutely. You also look at the fact that DuQuoin scored a little bit early on us, and we weren't used to that. Our defense had been shutting some teams out, and they might have found a couple of holes, but I'm sure that Coach Gerald's on the defensive end has found out what that was and patched those up, and I'm sure we'll be in good shape tonight, I hope. Yeah,
absolutely, as the Lions are only allowing 14 points a game, just a little over. Carterville comes into this game averaging 36.5 points per game. It's homecoming here for the Carterville Lions tonight. I know the parade was this afternoon, and it just seemed like everybody had a great time at the parade, and the boys have a little extra incentive maybe tonight since it's homecoming.
Yeah, it's a time when you get a lot of extra family in. You get some of your kids that you've gone to school with in the past, and just a lot of alumni coming in. You see a lot of that. So we had a lot of kids, like you said, involved in the parade. I was up there when the parade started, and you just can't imagine the number of students that were involved, that were up there, that were a part of something, that got to go out, and we had great weather for it. And should be a great night for football tonight with that weather.
65 degrees, kickoff temperature. It's finally football season.
Yeah, it feels like it outside. it didn't feel like it 2 days ago, but it feels like it today.
It did not. That is Keenan Clark. He's joining me this evening here on the broadcast, and we're glad to have you here on our Bank of Heron pregame show. And we're going to go on and take our first break, and when we come back, we are going to hear from the head coach of your Carterville Lions. Coach Brett Dial will join us coming up next here on your home for Lions Sports, News Radio WJPF.
SIU Credit Union checking accounts just got better.
bowl from Refreshment Bliss.
Punctual service, 5-star satisfaction, and the experience that comes from 40 years in the business.
Welcome back to our Bank of Heron pregame show, getting you set for Carterville Lions football as they host the Anna-Jonesboro Wildcats. Carterville 4-0 on the season. AJ comes into the game 1-3. I had a chance to talk to the head coach of your Carterville Lions, Coach Brett Dial, here on our Bank of Heron pregame show. Coach Brett Dial on our pregame show here. Week 5, where has this season gone? This is week 5, buddy.
Well, we always talk with our kids every year, I feel like. I tell them, once that first game gets played, we're in the back half of the season before you know it. And, it's crazy to think that, it's week 5 already. And, in 4 weeks, it's week 9 and playoff pairing night. So it goes fast. And you gotta really try to enjoy every bit of it and, try to make every day count. And, it keeps our focus, that's for sure.
Coach, you're coming off an impressive win on the road at DuQuoin. I got to say, I thought the game was closer than what the final score indicated because they're in the middle 2 quarters, second and third. They did a good job defensively.
We had to make some adjustments, and that's good for us. I don't want it to always, it doesn't always need to come easy. We have to work because we're going to have to earn it down the road, and we have to stay sharp as players on the field and be able to communicate some of the changes that we're seeing on the field to the coaches, and the coaches are going to have to work during the game and make adjustments. That's part of football, and if you never have to do that through the course of the year, it's kind of hard to do that in November.
It's kind of becoming a broken record, though. That game was won in the trenches. The line wore down the DuQuoin line on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, I thought you really saw we wore them down late for sure, but I thought that in the middle part of the game when we had to make a few adjustments, I thought that our quarterback and receivers really went to work. And watching the film, it's pretty impressive watching those guys. I mean, Andrew Hellriegel was on fire, and he's got a core of receivers that are pretty good, athletic, and they were making some catches. And that really loosened DuQuoin up, I thought. And then we were able to go back on the ground in about the third, early fourth quarter and kind of finish it out.
I think the one pass play that I'm thinking of specifically when you talk about that is Nolan Hartford's catch over the middle, the fingertip catch that he had to stretch out. But, man, what a throw and what a catch.
Yeah, he's had a few, and he had another one, I think, on that same series where he kind of bubbled out, and they covered it well, and Andrew kind of pointed, and he turned it up a little bit upfield, and Andrew threw him kind of a jump ball that he caught and landed on his back. And, Nolan's been just unbelievable out there at the receiving spot, and I know he can run the ball well, too. And he's just he's a weapon. I mean, we can do a lot of things with him, and we saw that last year. He ran the ball well for us, and at Freeburg, based on some injuries, one to him with his arm, we moved him out to receiver, and he had a monster game in the playoffs. So we know he can do a lot, and we count on him to do a lot, and he continues to deliver.
This Anna-Jonesboro team that comes in tonight, 1 win on the season, but you can't count them out. They're always tough.
Yeah, I mean, their coach is a Hall of Fame coach. I mean, Brett Dietering, I got a ton of respect for. He's been there, I think, 98 was his first year. So you're talking about a guy that's been there for, almost 25 years, who's been in the semifinals multiple times, in the playoffs, many, many times. So, this is he's doing a great job. His numbers are down a little bit. He graduated a bunch of seniors, but they've got a pretty good system in place, and he's changed some things and made some adjustments along the way. And we're going to have to come out and play. It's just, I don't think it's going to just come real easy. I mean, Anna's got a little bit more pride than that, and they've got a coach that will have them ready to play.
When I was looking at the schedule, I had to go back and double check. This is homecoming weekend here.
Right. I mean, that's fantastic, right, as a head coach. And no, I told our guys, feel free to enjoy the day. We don't need to be fired up and all that at 9 a.m., but, have some fun with the pep rally and the parade and things that, maybe we've taken for granted and not really enjoyed to the fullest the last few years for a variety of reasons. But, try to enjoy the moment. Let's not take ourselves too serious, but at the same time, at 5 o'clock when we go up for a walkthrough, it's game on and it's locked in.
Well, Coach, good luck, and we'll talk later.
All right, thanks.
There's only so much time in the day. That's why People's National Bank makes banking easy and convenient with P&B To Go mobile banking. P&B To Go allows you to deposit checks, pay bills, transfer money between accounts, view your statements, turn your debit card.
So you get touchdown clips?
Huh?
Touchdown clips?
Yeah, we'll probably get into the other games, and then we'll just hit a couple of the clips. So. Yeah. Yeah. Welcome back to Carterville High School homecoming night for the Carterville Lions. Anna-Jonesboro in town. And Carterville 4-0, AJ 1-3. And, AJ, they picked up their one win against Massac County. That was back on September 9th. And they hung 41 points on the game. They're averaging about 15 points per game, but they allow about 34.
Yeah, that's the big thing is I'm wondering what they're going to do to stop our offense. We seem to be able to run the ball when we need to run it and throw it when we need to throw it. And hopefully tonight we won't get stymied on either end. But, I'd like to think that our offense is probably licking their chops right now.
Absolutely. And Carterville coming off an impressive 54-19 win a week ago on the road at DuQuoin. And they hung 54 on the scoreboard, and they got things started early. 9:07 mark of the first quarter. It was a 20-yard pass that was taken to the end zone. This is the 10th play of this drive for your Carterville Lions. It's on the far hash. Hellriegel works from the shotgun. Has two receivers right, two to the left. Thought about the screen pass. Oh, they got Peyton Biddle wide open. Touchdown! Pump fake by Andrew Hellriegel. Opened it up. Peyton Biddle with the 20-yard reception, and your Carterville Lions lead it 6-0. It was the 2-point conversion was good. Carterville early on, just 3 minutes into the game, lead the Indians 8-0. At the 2:12 mark of the first, it was Bryce Smith on the carry. Hellriegel gives it to his running back. That's Smith. Bryce Smith gets the 1-yard carry. Bryce Smith gets the touchdown, and the Carterville Lions lead it 14-6. I tell you what, Keenan, Bryce Smith has just been a star this year.
Absolutely. Even early in the season, he wasn't getting in the end zone. He wasn't scoring touchdowns like he did the other day, but he's just been running over people, and he's been carrying us down the field offensively on the ground for sure.
I like it because he would do all the heavy work, and then Andrew would come in and clean up, get the 1, 2, 3, 4-yard carries for the touchdown. And last week it was Bryce that wound up with the 4 touchdowns.
That's just the way it shakes out sometimes, and I really don't think these boys care. I think they just want to win football games.
Yeah, one of the pretty drives of the game a week ago at DuQuoin, it was at the second quarter, and man, Carterville avoided trouble. Andrew got tackled back on the 1-yard line, and then they drove it down the field 99 yards, and it culminated with the this touchdown for the Carterville Lions. And goal from the 1 for the Lions. Trying to extend this lead. It's the give to Bryce Smith. Touchdown number 2 for Bryce Smith on the 1-yard carry. That was just a great drive. They had some adversity. They worked their way through it, drove it down the field, and scored the touchdown. And that's what good teams do.
Well, you even mentioned on the commentary on the first touchdown that they scored, that was the 10th play of the drive.
Yep.
So they're sustaining drives, and they're taking care of the ball. Things that they may have struggled with a little bit earlier in the year. We had a couple of fumbles early on, but when you're taking care of the ball and you've got that big offensive line in front of you, you're going to get down there and give yourself chances to score.
Carterville hung 54 points on the scoreboard last week at DuQuoin in that 54-19 win. This is your Bank of Heron pregame report. We're going to go on and take another break as we are just about 4 minutes from kickoff. This is your home for Lions Sports, News Radio WJPF.
You don't have to be told.
Hey, Brian, this is the anthem. Go on and keep it. Keep it. I'll tell you when.
Products such as
Keeping it, feed me that sound.
Just locally owned community bank with 25 Southern Illinois branches to serve you. Banterra Bank, proud supporter of high school sports. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
From faxing to notarizing, the UPS Store is everything for your small business. And when it comes to protecting your confidential information, quiet! You should know about the shredding services available at the UPS Store. They're just what you need for protecting, securing, and disposing of proprietary documents.
Oh, so I can do less worrying.
The UPS Store, everything for small business. And of course, shipping. Shredding services are provided by Iron Mountain Information Management, LLC. The UPS Store franchise locations are independently owned. Visit theupsstore.com/shredding for details.
Hey, quick, tell me the greatest thing about Polar Whip, Energy's finest restaurant. You're probably going to say the low prices. You're probably going to say double cheeseburger. You're probably going to say maybe the fried pickles or the corn nuggets or the barbecues or the chili. Well, how about this? My favorite thing is the car hop. Yeah, the car hop. You pull into Polar Whip, boom, and they just magically appear. You give them your order, and then in just a few minutes, you have your delicious meal from Polar Whip. And you save money, too. It's the car hop, Polar Whip.
Dr. Childers and his team have been creating smiles across Southern Illinois for over 30 years. Dr. Childers is dedicated to being gentle, compassionate, and efficient during your orthodontic journey. He is also the #1 Invisalign provider in Southern Illinois. Dr. Childers offers free consultations at all 3 of his locations, Heron, Benton, and Harrisburg. Check out his website at childersbraces.com for more information. Dr. Childers will help you achieve the smile you've always wanted.
Welcome back to Carterville High School on a Friday night. It's Dave McKenzie, Keenan Clark joining me alongside as we are getting you set for Carterville Lions football here on homecoming night as the Anna-Jonesboro Wildcats are in town. Let's run through some stats real quick, Keenan. This Lions team, they come in averaging 388 yards per game. They only allow about 163 yards per game.
What's that split on the 388 yards a game between rushing and passing?
Well, when you look at the rushing, the passing yards is 147 per game, and they are rushing for about 241.
So when you're rushing for 250 yards a game and throwing for another 150, it's kind of hard to prepare for you defensively.
Absolutely, and that's the one thing we saw, I think, last week. Really an outstanding balance of run and pass against that Indian defense.
Yeah, we rarely see an we rarely see it too unbalanced. It's typically very split between the running and the passing. Early on, we didn't throw a whole lot in the first game or two, but the last couple of games, we really aired it out a little bit and then split those yards up well.
One thing about this Anna-Jonesboro team coming in, they only have 7 seniors on this team. And actually, you look at their roster, their numbers are down Something that you don't typically see out of Anna-Jonesboro.
I noticed that during the anthem. I looked over and it didn't look like there were a whole lot of kids over there. They didn't bring a big crowd tonight. Typically Anna travels very well, but I'm sure that's just the reduced numbers. It's part of that as well.
Well, Carterville is going to do the kicking to start things off here as Anna-Jonesboro goes back to receive the kick. We appreciate you tuning in on News Radio WJPF, and don't forget, you can head to YouTube if you're not here and watch the game and enjoy the radio call. Just go search Anna-Jonesboro at Carterville Lions. The Wildcats have Drew Page as one of the deep backs, and he is spread out to the far side, and Riley Crane kicks it away, and it's going to be taken on the near side by the Wildcats, and out to about the 20-yard line and dropped down right there was T.J. Macy on the return. And so Coach Brett Dietering and the Anna-Jonesboro Wildcats will bring their offense onto the field.
Riley Bradford looked like he went through untouched and grabbed him at about the 17 or 18-yard line and brought him down in a hurry.
Just underway here at Carterville. Carterville's defense, as we mentioned, only allowing about 163 yards per game, and it is AJ with the football to start things off as the quarterback throws it out far side, incomplete. The quarterback for Anna-Jonesboro was incomplete, so it's 2nd down and 10, and the Wildcats put 3 receivers to the right side. The running back is T.J. Macy. T.J., the senior running back, 165 pounds, only stands 5'8", as it is Denny rolls right, wants to throw, and doesn't have anybody open. Great coverage defensively for the Carterville Lions. No receivers open, and Denny just had to ground it.
Yeah, he just wasted that ball. He figured that was a little bit better than taking the sack, and he's going to give himself another down.
So it's 3rd down and 10 here early on in this game. In Carterville, if they could get a 4th down stop here, could have some outstanding field position on their first drive if they can force the punt on the Wildcats. Ball is at the 20-yard line. It's 3rd and 10, just about minute 15 into this contest. As the quarterback, Peyton Denny, works from the shotgun, drops back, wants to throw, throws it right side, throws it in between 2 receivers. It falls incomplete, and that Carterville D has forced the Wildcats into a punting situation.
You know, that's the thing with your spread offense that AJ's running now. There's big risk and big reward. If you don't catch those 2 passes, then you're not going to have possession very long to get the ball to Carterville early in the game.
Doing the punting for the Wildcats will be Levi Jones. Levi, 6'4", 230-pounder, and you can see it from up here in the booth. He's a big boy.
He is a big fella.
It's Bishing back to do the receiving for the Carterville Lions. Nick is stationed at about the 43-yard line. The snap is good, and the kick is away. Bishing comes up, takes it at the 46-yard line, dodges one man, bumps into his own man, and then it was the original defender that grabbed him from behind, and that was Dylan Harville that initiated the contact, and Carterville is going to have their first possession at the 46-yard line.
Bishing shook that first tackler. Then he had to change directions, and about that time the tackler, Harville, was getting back up and just went ahead and wrapped him up and dragged him down.
They give him his forward progress, which is the 49-yard line. So Andrew Hellriegel, that daunting offensive line for the Carterville Lions, and their specialty players make their way out. 11:25, Lions with the ball for the first time. Hellriegel from the shotgun. Puts Berkey in motion, tosses it to Berkey. He's off the right tackle, cuts it across midfield, the 45 into the 40, and beyond about the 38-yard line. And nice first down play as it results in a first down for the Lions.
Was that a little shovel pass, or did he actually hand him the ball?
It was a little flip pass, just a little underhander, and it's all good as the Lions carry it into Wildcat territory, and they're going to mark the ball at the 39-yard line. You like them big chunk yards on first down.
That helps.
We'll take
Get
that.
the chains moving early.
Ball's on the far hash, 1st and 10 from the 39. As Hellriegel has 2 receivers left, takes the snap, and a flag comes in from the near side judge, and it's probably going to be against the Lions as it's offside defense. Wow. That's going to move the ball up, so it'll be 1st and 5 on the.
I didn't see any movement on the defensive line. I'm wondering if he'd lined up in the over the ball.
In the
neutral
zone, as they say. So it's 1st and 5 now, and the ball is at the 34-yard line for the Lions. 11:14 on the clock. Hellriegel from the shotgun. Fakes the pass left, throws it deep left side pass. Berkey there, but it's picked off by Anna-Jonesboro. They bring it near side. 35-40. 45 and out of bounds, and on the interception, it was Evan Hall who just cut.
Hellriegel just did not see Hall lingering back there, and he just ran right in front of him and caught that pass nice and easy.
So just 2 minutes or 4 minutes into the game, AJ has the first turnover. They have it at their own 45-yard line as it's Peyton Denny. Ball from the near hash, throws a little screen pass incomplete as the intended receiver out there was Dylan Harville. And Denny so far in the game is 0 for in the passing game. As a matter of fact, every play they've run has been a pass so far.
His first pass was a dime. It was right on the money, hit the receiver right in the hands and got dropped, but then he had to spike the ball on his last two. He's missed open men twice.
So it's 2nd and 10 now from the 45 for the Wildcats. Has 2 receivers left, trips left, throws it across the middle. It's caught at midfield and falls forward to the 46 on the reception. It was Dylan Harville for AJ. It's going to be short of a first down by about 1 yard, so a gain of 9, bringing up 3rd and 1. Ball is at the 46 of Carterville.
I was asking our coaches earlier today, when was the last time that Anna ran a spread? They've always been an option team, and they seem to think it was 2011, 2012 since they've actually ran this type of offense.
It's been a while, and they could confuse you with that running game. 10-20 on the clock.
Looks like we just jumped off sides.
Carterville, you got to wonder, maybe a little bit of nerves from homecoming.
Mm-hmm.
Got to give Evan Hall some credit on that interception as he intercepted that pass. He played it perfectly.
He caught it in stride and never slowed down, took it right to the sideline, and had a big chunk of yards after the reception.
So that offside on the Lions gives AJ a first down. It's 1st and 10 now from the Lion 41-yard line. So a couple of early mistakes for the Carterville Lions. And Coach Brett Dietering is wanting them to reset the play clock as there's 8 right now. And the head official says, yes, reset it to 25, and they do. So Anna-Jonesboro has trip receivers to the right side. They have 1 to the left, as Keenan was talking about spreading it out. Denny keeps the ball, cuts it right back up the middle, and he's popped right there. Picks up about 3 on the carry, so it's going to bring up a 2nd and 7 now for the Wildcats.
Talon Walker read that really well and got in quickly to catch him near the line of scrimmage.
I tell you, Talon is a talented man.
He's been doing very well.
He's had a great season.
I wouldn't want to tangle with our defensive ends. I don't know how teams prepare for those two.
Him and Cordis.
Oh, yeah.
Gosh, they're brutal. 2nd and 8 now for the Wildcats. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Denny takes the snap. Quick screen pass right side. It's caught at the 40. Cuts it up to the 35 to the 31-yard line where he's finally brought down. And that's should be enough for the first. Actually, looks like they're going to mark it a little bit short. Maybe about a half-yard short. Going to bring up 3rd down for AJ. Officially 3rd and 1 from the 32-yard line.
It's still really early in the game. We want to avoid, though, keeping our defense on the field for these long stretches.
Absolutely. Beautiful night for football in Southern Illinois. 8.5 on the first quarter clock. Denny is going to audible out. Looks over to Coach Brett Dietering.
Makes you wonder what they saw here on 3rd and short.
We'll see as Denny looks at his play wristband on his wrist. He's going to keep it, tries to get out to the outside, and he is just brought down from behind. What a defensive play. Zach Miller gets the sack on Peyton Denny.
Well, it's what's happened in some of our previous games. Our line's going to wear you down, and their offensive line has just been knock back, and they've still made a few plays out of it. But at some point in time, we're gonna leap through there and get you in the backfield.
Zach Miller, a junior. So 4th and 5 now for the Wildcats from the Lion 36. Carterville needs a defensive stop here after the interception by Evan Hall. Throw across is picked off by Carterville. Right there for it is Nolan Hartford. And the pass was not anywhere around a receiver, and Hartford had to lay down on the turf to catch it. But the interception belongs to Nolan Hartford, and Carterville avoids any penalties on or any points on the board after the interception and actually get another interception in return.
I think he was trying to throw it to Harville, and Harville ran a little deep because the ball was thrown at least 6 or 8 feet behind him, and Hartford just so happened to be there.
7:30 showing on this first quarter clock. This Lions team gets the ball back. 1st and 10 from their own 26 is with the carry. It is Bryce Smith out across the 40, the 45, trying to play off the blockers into A.J. territory. Finally brought to the turf at the 39 of Anna-Jonesboro. That started back on the 26. What a run for Bryce Smith.
He got some great blocking downfield from Berkey. Probably helped us pick up another 8 or 10 yards on that play.
From the 39-yard line. Big chunk yardage from the running back for the Carterville Lions. Bryce is a senior running back, 6'1", 200 pounds, strong as an ox. And it's the Smith again off right tackle. Follows his blockers out across the 30 to the 25 to the 20, 15, into front, inside of the 10, dives for the goal line. And
they're going to say he stepped out of bounds.
They're going to say, yes, he stepped out of bounds. But, man, what an effort by that Bryce Smith. I love watching him run.
He did. He's not afraid of contact. He just lowered his shoulders and got behind those shoulder pads and pushed his way right into the end zone.
I'll tell you what I love watching. It's 1st and goal from the 3. I just love, and he's one of the best I've seen in the years I've been doing Carterville football, of just following his blocks. Let the blockers do their job.
Yes.
He tucks up on behind him. And the snap and the give to Bryce Smith. And Bryce Smith has the first touchdown of the game. Well deserved by the senior running back. A 3-yard carry for Bryce, and Carterville leads it 6-0. .650 on the first quarter clock as Carterville gets the first touchdown. Riley Crane coming out to kick the extra point. Brandon Skelcher on the hold for the Lions. 3-yard touchdown run from Bryce Smith. Carterville trying to tack on the extra point.
Trying to draw him off sides.
Snap, the hold, and the kick is good. And with 6:50 remaining in the first quarter, the Carterville Lions lead the Anna-Jonesboro Wildcats 7-0. This is Lions football on NewsRadio WJPF.
At the Bank of and
Okay.
really
This Lions broadcast is brought to you by Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating in beautiful downtown Carterville. Punctual service, 5-star satisfaction, and the experience that comes from 40 years in the business. Find out more. Just visit charliesairandheat.com. It was the 3-yard touchdown run from Bryce Smith. Carterville takes the early 7-0 lead. And Carterville kicking it away. Riley Crane from his own 40 gets the ball in the air. It's taken at about the 11-yard line. Booted there, and Carterville's defenders get right to him, and he cuts up. And he's got 2 men to get through, and what a return and what a lucky break for the Carterville Lions as T.J. Macy darn near broke through that defensive line on that kick return. But Lions recover well.
He was just a couple of steps away from breaking that one all the way to the end zone. He made a really nice move on the inside there and split 2 defenders. And Elijah Mooring caught him from behind just as he was getting ready to get some open space.
Mr. Mooring, well done. Peyton Denny, the quarterback. Again, as we've seen the entire game, spread offense for Anna-Jonesboro. They have 4 receivers, 3 of them left side, 1 to the right side.
They have them bunched up this time. They've been spreading them out a little bit. Now they're all stacked up on that side.
1st and 10 from the 29. Denny throws across the middle off the hands of the defender. Was that Miller? Nope.
Almost picked off by Berkey.
So it falls incomplete. 2nd down and 10 now from the 29. One more thing about Bryce Smith before I forget. He comes into the game averaging 8 yards per carry.
Wow.
He's 77 carries, 624 yards on the season.
Makes you feel good on those 3rd and short plays, doesn't it, to have him back there as an option.
Little confidence to know what you can do. Peyton Denny for Anna-Jonesboro. Ball at the 29. Rolls right, drops back, throws it, finds his receiver open at the 33-yard line, but man, 1, 2, 3. Carterville defenders are right there. Didn't even get back to the line of scrimmages. Denny faded away and a little screen pass, but the defense of Carterville was right there.
They executed the screen pass really well. Our guy shot through there, and he came back for that little inside screen. They connected the pass, and he turns around. He has 4 blockers in front of him, and I don't think any one of them got a hand on our guys coming through.
Officially, it was a gain of 4 yards, so he did make it up to the 33-yard line. It's 3rd and 6. 5:55 remaining in the opening quarter. Carterville leads it 7-0. Denny looks to the sideline. Brett Dietering over there. Headset on, strolls out, calls the play. 3 receivers left side now, 1 to the right. Denny takes the snap a little bit low, throws it left side, and a little bit too far in front of his intended receiver in Evan Hall.
He was being pressured by Peyton Van Horn on that play. He'd gotten to the backfield and was just a step away from him when he released the ball. It's going to bring up a punting situation here, too.
4th and 6 from the 33. Lions a perfect 4-0 on the season. AJ 1 and 3. That win coming over Massac County. 5:36 on the clock. Bishing is back to receive the punt. There's the snap. Bishing. Ball hits at about the 38-yard line, and it goes out of bounds over on the far side. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 702. Proud supporters of Lions sports and dedicated to providing a better lifestyle for members and a better life for all. 5:27 here in the first quarter. I'm Dave McKenzie. Keenan Clark joining me tonight. Scott Hudson on assignment. Ball at the 40-yard line for the Lions as they try to extend this 7-0 lead.
Well, last possession was let's hand the ball to Bryce Smith and let him walk us down there to the end zone, and pretty much took care of business really quickly that time. Let's see what he's got in store this time around.
Well, it was just a 3-play drive for the Lions.
We're missing somebody on the field.
Well, let's get our man out there, and that would be one Jordan Cordes. He lines up in the tight end slot on the right side. Trips for the Lions. Receivers left side. As the ball is bobbled by Hellriegel and has his T-shirt ripped out, and he loses about 7 yards. And I don't know if Andrew was looking elsewhere, but it hit off his hand. He picked it up on the hop, and a loss of 7 for the Lions.
Yeah, I think it was Andrew just got a little distracted or got in a hurry because the snap seemed to be right on the money, what I saw.
Ball's placed down at the 33-yard line. 5 minutes exactly remaining in the opening quarter. From the far hash, Hellriegel takes the snap, gives it to Bryce Smith. Smith tries to get to the outside, keeps following behind the blockers, powers his way out to about the 40-yard line if they give him forward progress. Just going to be a little bit short of the original line of scrimmage. So now Carterville is looking at a 3rd down and 10 as the ball is back at the 40-yard line.
Yes, he didn't have the space on the outside this time.
No, gain of 7 on that carry. So it's 3rd and 10 from the 40 for the Lions. Hellriegel claps his hands, looks to throw, throws across the middle. It's caught, first down. Blake Berkey on the reception as he got in front of the defender. It was good D by A.J., but Berkey picks up the first down for the Lions.
I think we're going to look at that play again later sometime and talk about what a great catch that was. He pulled that in off his fingertips. It was a good throw, led him quite a bit, but I mean he got just enough hands on there to pull that one in, and then he made a little run, turned upfield afterwards.
Carries it out to the 47-yard line of A.J. That's where the Lions have it. 3:50 now in the first quarter. In Wildcat territory as the ball was on the turf. Not a good handoff as Andrew Hellriegel and Bryce Smith couldn't connect on the handoff, and that's 2 times. We haven't seen that a whole lot out of Hellriegel, and 2 times and he comes to the sideline and shakes his head a little bit, and Blake Berkey slaps him on the hand, says, "Come on, boys, let's go."
Sometimes when you get into a game like this, it's easy to get a little sloppy, get your mind on something else, but I got a feeling Andrew's he'll bring it together. We'll be just fine here.
That was a loss of 11. The ball was at the Carterville 48. It's 2nd and 16, a loss of 6. I'm sorry. Hellriegel, now he takes the snap, gets it to Bryce Smith, and Bryce is brought down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that carry, 3rd and 16 now from the 48-yard line. That was a good defensive play there by the Wildcats.
He did. He slipped right past that lead blocker and caught Bryce from behind. And Bryce is not easy to tackle one-on-one.
No, he's not. Coming into the game, or coming from the sideline, Hellriegel, after talking with the coach on that carry.
I wonder if he saw something that he wants to exploit right here.
He's got trip stack left side. Ball from the far hash. Hellriegel, low snap. Looks to throw, throws it right side. Receivers there. It was Hartford, and he had beat his man, but they just could not connect. And now Carterville looking at a 4th and 16 from the 48. And this is something we haven't seen a whole lot out of the Lions this year, having to punt the football.
Punt team.
It's going to be Braden Wakey that does the kicking for the Lions as he sets up at the 35-yard line. 2:13 on this first quarter clock. Lions lead it 7-0. But they're going to give it back to Anna-Jonesboro. A.J. sends 2 deep. There's the snap. Wakey gets the kick away.
Fair catch
is called.
And
he
drops
it, and it's on the turf, but Anna-Jonesboro falls on it as it was Dylan Harville back there. Put the hand up to indicate the fair catch and had it pop off his fingertips and hits the turf, but he's able to fall on it. 2:03 remaining here in the first quarter as the Wildcats have the ball. And it's 1st and 10 from their own 21-yard line. Peyton Denny brings his offense out. Ball is on the far hash. Homecoming night here at Carterville. We'll have an extended halftime.
Has T.J. Macy, the running back, touched the ball yet?
I do not think so. At least not on a carry as Denny tries to cut it outside, and he's popped at about the 25-yard line. It's going to be a gain of 3, actually gain of 4. So 2nd down and 6 now as the ball is set at the 26-yard line.
Well, Bradford read that and was coming down the line of scrimmage, and Macy tried to chip him with his shoulder, and Bradford was having none of that. Just ran right off of him, and
you got to get more of him than that.
You're going to have to put a lot of body on him.
Minute 28 as the clock rolls here in the first quarter. Play clock at 10 seconds for the Wildcats. Trip receivers left side, 1 receiver right. Denny drops back, feels some pressure. Pow!
He was popped.
Pow! Coming in for the Lions was Talon Walker that just squared him up and dropped him after it's going to be a 3-yard loss. What a defensive play from Talon Walker.
He didn't have anywhere to go either. He tried to step up in the pocket and make something happen when it collapsed on him, and Walker just ran right through him.
Loss of 7 on that sack.
They're going to take their time. They're not in any hurry to get the ball snapped. They're happy with this 8-point.
And truthfully, a lot of people are going to be surprised when they look and see that it's 7-0 at the end of the first quarter. But early interception by the Lions that was recovered by Evan Hall. A.J. couldn't go down and capitalize as there's a completed pass for the Wildcats and brought down short of the first down on the reception was Dylan Harville.
I think he's got a favorable mark here.
And Harville a little bit slow.
They're going to move the chains.
Yep, just enough for the first down. Harville was a little slow getting to his feet. Clock rolls under 10 seconds here, and I think AJ's just going to let it expire. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 as we end the first quarter here. Homecoming night for the Carterville Lions, and at the end of one, the Lions lead it 7-0. Thank you for listening to Lions Sports here on News Radio WJPF.
At Ron Ward Chevrolet in Heron, we are teaming up to bring you
updating a couple of scores, or actually one score. It is Murphy that leads Heron tonight. 5:18 left in the first quarter. It is 8-0. Some other scores from other games from around Southern Illinois. DuQuoin at Pinckneyville, Carbondale at Cahokia, but the game we're interested in is Mount Vernon at Marion.
That could be an interesting matchup. Both teams are playing real well. You've got Dan Means back behind the headset there at Mount Vernon.
Absolutely. We'll see if we can get an update on that as the pass is completed by Anna-Jonesboro over on the far side. But they get back to about the original line of scrimmage, and it's going to bring up second down now for the Wildcats.
We gave him chase and had a good chance to bring him down the backfield. He did a nice play, but he just received the ball right back at the original line of scrimmage. You might as well thrown it away. 2nd and 9 now from the 34. AJ brings their 3 receivers left side. Peyton Denny, the junior quarterback, takes it and dropped right there at the 40-yard line on the reception. Dylan Harville for Anna-Jonesboro. Once again, AJ runs the play clock all the way down to 10 seconds if they can. They're just trying to keep our offense off the field, and they're doing a great job of it right now. They have to feel really good about what they've done so far.
3rd and 1 from the 42 for the Wildcats. Dylan Harville heads to the slot. He's been the key receiver for Anna-Jonesboro here early. 17 seconds on the play clock. Now they come up tight to the line of scrimmage. They need short yardage, and I think Carterville stopped, and they didn't get anything. What a defensive stand by that Carterville defense, and they were led right there by Riley Bradford for Carterville Lions.
That looked like the old muddle huddle right there.
That's
Everybody
exactly
just
what it. I couldn't think of what to call it.
Get the pile moving forward here.
It was old school Notre Dame football right there. 4th and 2 as they actually lost a yard on that. I told you they got right in on it.
Our front four was having none of that.
It looks like AJ's going to go for it on 4th down. Ball is at the 40-yard line, 41-yard line. 2 receivers left, 2 to the right, 10 seconds on the play clock, 9:35 on the game clock. They're going to go for it, 4th and 2. Throws it across the middle, incomplete, and Carterville gets the ball back on the change of possession. And what a great job by that Carterville defense, especially on that 3rd down and 1. And Carterville gets it right back.
I feel like what we're doing right now is we're waiting for them to make that call. They're coming out looking at our defense. They're making an audible call. And then I think Coach Gerald's is switching up the defense. We're doing some shifting prior to the snap and throwing a little wrench in the plans. That's what's causing this miscommunication and these overthrows here.
Carterville has it at the 41-yard line of Anna-Jonesboro. I say they're going to go deep right here. We'll see as Andrew Hellriegel has 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Hellriegel from the shotgun. He gives it to his running back, Bryce Smith, out across the 35 to about the 32-yard line. Oh, excuse me, that was Nolan Hartford on the carry. 2nd down now for Carterville. The ball is at the 33-yard line.
They're putting a lot of people up in the box right now, and they're giving us some one-on-one matchups. I think you're right. We're going to see that deep ball real soon.
Trips to the left side, 1 to the right. Screen pass to Hartford, but he can't handle it. Falls to the turf, incomplete. As you could tell that Nolan turned his head and kind of took a peek where that defender was before he actually had it in his hands. And it falls incomplete. And now Carterville facing a 3rd down and 2.
He had a lot of room on that one. He's shaking his head now. You can tell he's a little frustrated with himself. And
yeah.
He's probably like the rest of us. We expect him to catch everything they throw to him now.
I agree. And he does most of them.
He usually, that's why we think that.
Yes. He set that standard.
Herring game, he was phenomenal.
Yes, he was. Look at Andrew Hellriegel on the fake to Hartford. Has the 1st down and more as he gets it out to the 22-yard line. That fake took the defenders with him. A huge hole opened up, and Andrew Hellriegel just drove that Mack truck right through there.
I think he's been a big surprise this year at running the football. We knew he could run it a little bit, but sort of like when Eli Downen found out his senior year that he could take the ball down the field. Andrew has been he's been a blessing with the ball in his hands.
Yes, he has. Love the running game. It's everybody's a part of it. 8:20 now. It's the give to Hartford. Hartford out across the 20, cuts it up inside to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, Nolan Hartford. A 24-yard carry from Nolan Hartford. Lions lead it 13-0.
A couple of arm tackles proved unsuccessful for the Wildcats on that one.
Oh, there's a flag on the play.
Yeah, it sounds like it's one back around the line of scrimmage, too.
No, there's one lane at the 13. And, yeah, there I see the one at the line of scrimmage. So it could be a hold. It could – did somebody jump? They're sorting it out. So here's the call. It's a hold. And that's going to bring it back. Personal foul on the Lions, unsportsmanlike. So they'll tack on some penalty yards. So scratch that. That's a huge penalty after the 24-yard carry from Nolan Hartford.
Prior to signaling the penalty, the referee had a discussion with Jordan Cordes, and I don't know if it had something to do with the hold or the unsportsmanlike penalty, or if it's just because he's a captain.
Late first quarter score, Marion leads Mount Vernon 12-6. So they're going to march the yardage off, and it backs the Lions up to the 38-yard line. So it's 1st and 24 from the 38 of AJ. 3 receivers left side. Hartford's the running back. Hellriegel takes the throw, takes the snap, finds Berkey, and he falls forward to about the 28-yard line where they mark it there. Nice play, then pick up about 10 on that. So it's 1st It's going to be 2nd down and 15 now for Carterville from the 29-yard line. Gain of 9. 7:40 on the clock. It's the give to Hartford. Off left tackle, takes it to the outside, cuts it outside the hash, takes it into the 15, 10, 5. Touchdown for your Carterville Lions. Nolan Hartford says, get on my back, boys. I'll get those points back for us.
You know, once again, you have to point out how good of a job Blake Berkey is doing blocking downfield. He's locking onto his man, and Hartford's got no one to beat because Berkey's taking care of business out there.
Hartford, the 29-yard touchdown run. It comes at the 7:28 mark of the second quarter. What a carry by Nolan Hartford.
It's nice to have 2 running backs that complement each other so well when
Yes,
you've got
it
the
is.
speed and the power from each of them.
Yes, it is. Riley Crane. Kick is good. Carterville leads this ball game. It is 14-0 with 7:28 remaining in the second. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Lions Sports on News Radio WJPF.
When you go mobile with First Mid, you have the power of banking.
That scoring drive belonged all to Nolan Hartford. He did the heavy work, a 29-yard touchdown run from Hartford for the Lions, the senior running back. And he did the yeoman's work on that drive.
He had a 29-yard touchdown run right after having a 24-yard touchdown run.
Called back, yeah, exactly, after the holding and unsportsmanlike penalties. Carterville leads at 7:28. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by Steve and Rich's Barber Styling, a full-service salon on Division Street in Carterville. They're open Tuesday through Friday from 8 until 5, Saturday from 8 until 2. Riley Crane tees it up from the 40-yard line. The kick is away, and it's going to be taken at about the 13-yard line by the Wildcats and brought down at about the 25-yard line. And on the return for AJ, it was Evan Hall.
Luke Johnson again on that tackle. He seems to be getting in there quite a bit now.
Coming up on our halftime report, it's going to be our Ron Ward Chevrolet halftime report. We'll update scores from around Southern Illinois. It's 1st and 10 for the Wildcats from their own 26-yard line. Appreciate Keenan filling in. Scott Hudson watching some family baseball tonight.
Well, it's a good night for all of us then, isn't it?
It is. Anna-Jonesboro spreads their 3 receivers to the far side. They're moving right to left on your radio dial, as it is Denny that completes the short pass to Dylan Harville. And he actually lost about 1.5 yards on that reception, so it's going to bring up 2nd down and 12.
They were trying to run that screen that they ran so well earlier today.
Carterville appears to have sniffed that one out. Cahokia leads Carbondale 24-0. Centralia leading Althoff 3-0. That is in the second quarter. So it's 2nd and 12 now. Excuse me, officially 2nd and 11 from the 25. As Denny takes the snap, throws it, and the ball's batted down. Nice job. And I think that may have been Talon Walker.
I think he was the one getting the high fives for it.
It was. Got that big bear claw up in the air.
It was hard to tell because Quarters was standing right there as well, wasn't he?
Yeah, one or the other. It's all the same, isn't it? They play exactly.
No,
alike.
I'm sorry. It was Luke Johnson was over there with him.
Maybe LJ. 6:35. Carterville leads it 14-0. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right for the Wildcats. Denny looks at his wristband, calls for the ball, throws it right side. It's incomplete. Short of the receiver, the intended receiver out there was Dylan Alberg. And Carterville, once again, the defense is picking it up. They force Carterville into a 4th down and 11.
They're starting to blitz a little bit. They brought a lot of people on that one, and they're getting in his face pretty quickly now.
AJ setting up to punt. Bishing is going back to do the return for the Lions. Trying to get some scores.
Oh, we might have jumped off sides on that one.
Oh, it still won't be enough for a 1st down. They'll move it up. It is offside against the Lions. So instead of 4th and 11, it'll be 4th and 6.
He might be bringing the offense back out on the field.
I can see that. Mount Vernon and Marion tied 12-12 now. Murphy leads Heron 15-0. As Brett Dietering does bring his offense back out. They put 2 receivers over on the far side from us. Have 1 near side. So it's 4th and 7 from the 29-yard line. Nope, they decide they're going to punt. Well, they call a timeout. We'll take a break as well. We'll pause 60 seconds. Lions lead this one 14-0 on News Radio WJPF.
Rob Pit Barbecue, mouth-watering, award-winning. And don't forget about 48.
You can text them to me. I'm getting them.
Catering is available for
okay. I didn't figure you want to give Dean's phone number over the stream.
Yeah, I've got it. I've got it set with do not disturb, so it's pretty quiet. Sounds good. Sound good on your end?
Yeah, it's good. The stream is good. It's hiccuping every now and then, but not bad.
$80,000 and $90,000 each year. Pay insurance, and you're home every weekend. 618-969.
Hiccuping right now, but it'll come back.
Website at clark-trans.com. It's time to upcycle your career with Clark Transportation Services.
4th and 7 for Anna-Jonesboro. They go for it on 4th down, and the pass from the quarterback Peyton Denny falls incomplete. So the Carterville D holds once again, and the Lions are going to get it back with right at 6 minutes remaining here in the first half.
Well, it's nice to get our offense back on the field. We've got a short field to work with this time. We've got on the AJ 30 right now.
There's a pending storyline coming up I'm paying attention to with number 79 for the Lions.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't seen him out there yet, so we'll talk about that if and when it happens. It could be any time as the Lions roll right. Hellriegel throws, finds his receiver. That's Peyton Biddle, 10-5, makes a move. Touchdown for the Carter. Oh, they're going to say he stepped out at the 1, and, man, I wish we had replay. I wish we had replay on that. They mark it right at the 2-yard line. So it's 1st and goal from the 2.
Well, the side judge had a better view than I did, but I sure didn't think he stepped out of bounds.
I didn't either. He hit the pylon is what I thought.
That's what it looked like to me.
So 5:50, Lions have it now. 1st and goal from the 2. Give it to Bryce Smith. They do give it to Bryce Smith, and he fights his way in for the Carterville touchdown. How about that? Carterville leads this ball game 20-0. Bryce Smith cleans it up for the Lions. 5:45 here in the second quarter. 20-0 Lions. And it's going to be Riley Crane that comes out to kick the extra point. Skelcher on the hold. Got AJ to jump, and I promise you, Carterville, we'll see.
Just about every game we've gotten one of those.
Yes, we have. They look back to Brett Dolly, says, let's we'll scoot it up a yard and a half.
Just heard that Johnson City is up on floor 21-0 already.
You know, the Carterville Lions are number 8 in Class 4A in the state.
And Johnson.
Kick is good, and Johnson City's number 9 in 2A.
Yep.
Carmi-White County's 10th in 2A. Hey, the extra point from Riley Crane is good. Lions lead it 21-0. Back in 30 on News Radio WJPF.
Rain or shine, sleet or snow. Call Joe. And just texted you, Mount Vernon now up 1912. Southern Illinois for over 20 years, specializing in much more than commercial or residential lawn care.
Okay,
Joseph
thanks.
McMahon and his crew can do.
Game of interest in Southern Illinois. Mount Vernon has taken a 7-point lead over Marion, 19-12. Of course, Mount Vernon are reigning 103.5 ESPN CILFM High School Football Team of the Week. Number 3 team on the John A. Logan poll this week. And Mount Vernon, how about that? That could be a huge win for the Rams if they can hang on.
You know, I think they've been trying to prove themselves all year. They've had a couple of big wins already, and it's kind of like, well, we'll see how they do against Marion. Well, right now they seem to be hanging in.
We seeing it, and we paying attention. As the kick is away, the carry by Evan Hall on the return, brought down at about the 27-yard line. Man, that little Evan Hall is fast.
He is. And speaking of proving himself, Riley Crane gets better every game, doesn't
Yes,
he? He
he
seems to be
does.
putting the ball out there pretty well now.
Yes, he does. 5:38. Coming up, we're going to have our Ron Ward Chevrolet halftime report. We will update scores from around Southern Illinois. Don't forget, SIU is home tomorrow. We got Sports Voice from 8 until 10, and then Sports Voice on location starting from 11 until 1. It's 1st and 10 now from the 28 for Anna-Jonesboro. 5:38 on the clock. They're moving right to left. AJ and the Road Whites. Carterville, for the first time, has gone blue over blue, jersey over pants, with the brand new second year of the helmets, with the Lions on the side. As Denny feels some pressure, rolls to his right, has to try to get away and pop from behind. And Talon Walker, the speedster, defensive end, doesn't let him get away. It's going to be a loss of about 6, 7 on that play, and nice job by Talon Walker.
I like the new logos on the helmets this
I love
year.
them. I absolutely love them.
Kind of puts in the mind frame of University of Illinois, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
I'm sure Coach Dahl had no small influence on that.
2nd and 16. It was a loss of 6 officially. Ball is at the 22-yard line. AJ taking their time. There's 5 seconds on the play clock. 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. Fakes the handoff, drops back. Little dump pass over the middle, and the intended receiver, TJ Macy, catches it, and he is just wrestled to the ground quickly. That is Luke Johnson on the tackle.
Once again, they executed the screen well. They had blockers. They caught the pass, and those blockers ran. I mean, Luke Johnson went right through them like 2 ships in the night. They just went right past each other, and he just.
You have to appreciate the speed of the defense of Carterville. They are so stinking fast.
And big and fast.
Yes. You might complete the pass, but they're going to be right there to make the tackle, and they do a great job on that. Clock rolls under 4 minutes now. It's 3rd and 16 from their own 22. Peyton, go ahead.
I was going to say, just watch how many times they run outside the tackles that we catch them from behind.
Exactly.
We just run them down. That's from our interior linemen and linebackers.
Long screen pass right side. It's caught out there by Drew Page. And, man, as we're talking about, it's the speed of the defense. He gets out there. Jordan Cordes was there Also for the Lions, it looks like maybe Nolan Hartford was out there, but they just don't allow a lot. Now, Anna-Jonesboro is facing a 4th and 16, officially 15, as they got it to the 23, and now Coach Brett Dietering brings his punter on. And back deep for the Lions is Nick Bishing. He stands at his own 45-yard line. Play clock under 10. Game clock under 3. His kick is short. Hits at the 43. Carterville's going to let it roll and is down right at midfield by Anna-Jonesboro. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating in downtown Carterville. Punctual service, 5-star satisfaction, and the experience that comes from 40 years in the business. Find out more at charliesairandheat.com. Hey, happy birthday to, you're talking about the Illini, Luke Ford.
Oh, is that right?
23 today for Superman.
Oh, my goodness.
Superman. That's what I always called him. It's hard to believe, number one, Luke Ford's 23 years old.
I agree. I remember having him in class a long time ago.
It doesn't make any sense. Ball's right at midfield for the Lions. 1st and 10, they're moving left to right. Hellriegel takes the snap, throws the ball over the middle, and almost one-handed grab by Blake Berkey. The defender there was Dylan Alberg, and Berkey, ball was a little bit behind him. He was kind of falling down, and he tried to one-hand it. Similar to the catch that the receiver for Pittsburgh made last night.
He must have been watching the Steelers game the other night.
That's exactly. That was one of the best catches I've ever seen in my life. It's actually 2nd down and 10 after the incompletion from the 50.
Hellriegel got rid of that ball really early. He just floated it out there before Berkey was open, and then Berkey kind of got some separation, but it was just a little behind him.
Carterville throws it right side. It's caught. Berkey has it at the 45, makes a move at the 40, across the 30, and he's finally wrestled out of bounds. Big first down for the Lions, and it stops the clock with 2:28 remaining in the 2nd quarter. They're going to mark it officially at the 29 plus yardage for the Lions. Yeah, also we want to give a shout out to the junior high baseball and softball team. Won the regional championships yesterday. That's awesome. Came from behind, actually. The girls did, is the carry by Bryce Smith, and he plows his way to about the 22-yard line. Gain of 7 now. 2nd down for the Lions as the clock continues to roll to 10 remaining here in the half.
Yeah, the junior baseball Lions got a 8th inning walk-off hit from young Will Brzezinski.
How about that?
Win the game. And the softball Lions won, I don't know, they've got to be 80, 90 games in a row now.
I think
they were down
that is 90. I think that was the 90th in a row.
Haven't lost in 3 years, but
Carterville. Deep pass right side, intended receiver. Berkey can't make the catch. Good coverage out there by Anna-Jonesboro. And that ball was perfectly placed toward the back corner of the end zone, and Berkey just couldn't corral it.
I felt like he was holding off the defender with one hand and was trying to catch it with the other. It looked like he was blocking out on a rebound.
I agree. I think he kind of did. Let's see here. They're going to play in the state tournament starting October 1st, junior high. Baseball and softball.
Should be a week from tomorrow, I would assume.
Minute 48 in the half remaining. Lions have it. It's 3rd and 4 from the 23. It's to give to Bryce Smith. Puts his head down, and he's going to have a 1st down for the Lions. So now the Lions, clock rolls to a minute 42. It stopped as they moved the chains. 1st down. It's hard to believe it's week 5 of the high school football season.
Know.
Over halfway done after tonight. As a matter of fact, coming up in a minute 25, it will be exactly halfway done. Pass to Hartford. Makes a move at the 15, carries it down inside the 10. Carterville uses a timeout to stop the clock with 1:14. Yeah, the season will be halfway done coming up at halftime.
I don't know if you noticed on the last play, Hall was a little slow getting up, and then he kind of limped back to his position, and then Coach Dietering took him out. But he leads their team in tackles from the safety position. At least he does tonight.
I did not notice that. Second down and 2.
He's still on the sideline over there. He seems to be moving okay, but
they'll give him a minute.
They're going to give him a minute. Make sure he's good.
Let's see. At the half, Murphy leads Heron 15-0. Of course, Carterville beat Heron 15-11. Week 2 of the season. 2nd and 2 for the Lions from the 9. Carterville's defense comes back out. Coach Brett Dietering and his staff, Michael Udy, Chase Hargrove, Aaron Lentz, Nathan Bracken, Joel Dallas, Jamie Yates, Andrew Crabtree, Tom Stark. Carterville looks to throw. Hellriegel rolls left, points to the receiver, finds him right at the corner of the end zone. Touchdown. And is that Bryce Smith?
I think that's Bryce Smith.
On the 9-yard touchdown reception. Nice job by Hellriegel rolling out. Directed Smith where to go, and the Lions score on the 9-yard pass.
He was coming off to the side, and he saw Coach Dial there, and he just gave a little shrug and a head nod like, that's what I had to do. This is all I had.
Minute 6 on the second quarter clock. Carterville now leads it 27-0. Riley Crane coming out trying to extend it to 28. Skelcher on the hold. Skelcher's hold is good. The kick is up. It's good, and Carterville leads it 28-0. Stay with us. Minute 6 remaining here in the second quarter. Next on News Radio WJPF.
Do you have a check that needs deposited and don't have time to make a trip to the bank? No problem. With mobile deposit at People's National Bank, just snap a picture of the check with your smartphone, and with a couple of clicks, it's deposited into your account. Deposit.
Hey, everybody watching online. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Coming up, we're going to have our Ron Ward Chevrolet halftime report where we'll go through and update all of the scores from around Southern Illinois that we can get our hands on. This has been a good one here tonight for the Lions. After a slow start, an interception, Carterville got an interception on the next possession from Anna-Jonesboro, and they went down and scored. We'll recap all the scoring. And probably going to be about a 15-20 minute halftime here this evening as it's homecoming for the Lions, as the pooch kick is taken at the 25 by the Wildcats and weaving their way up to about the 35 and brought down right there by Anna-Jonesboro with 59 seconds remaining. And it was Brett Smith on the return for the Wildcats.
I think that's the third time that our kickoff team has been on the field that Riley Bradford has brought down the running back.
He's a good pursuit guy, isn't he?
I'd say.
He's a good pursuit guy. 59 seconds remaining in the half. They have it 1st and 10 from their own 35-yard line. Carterville pitching a shutout here so far. As finally it's the give to the running back, T.J. Macy. And that can't be but maybe the second, maybe the third running play of the game for A.J.
Yeah, and that wasn't a draw or anything. That was a straight dive right up the middle, but he had nowhere to go.
Well, there's a reason why they haven't run it, because he lost a yard.
Yeah.
All the running plays have been for a loss. It's 2nd and 11 from the 34. Play clock down to 20 seconds. The game clock is under 30 seconds. This may be the last play of the half, as it's the give to the running back once again, T.J. Macy.
Yeah, they're just trying to get to halftime, I think, and give themselves a chance to catch their breath and regroup here on the AJ sideline.
Under 10 we go. 5 seconds, 4. Yep, that's going to be the half. Hey, Carterville Lions pitching the shutout. It's 28-0 at halftime. Stay with us. Our Ron Ward Chevrolet halftime report is coming up next. This is Lions football on News Radio WJPF.
You're just a few taps away.
Interesting here. Their head coach. Is he 20 years old?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Realty Homes.
Welcome back to Carterville High School, homecoming night for the Lions, and as we are at the half, a good performance by the Lions. After a slow start, it was only 7-0 at the end of the first quarter, but things finally got going for the Lions. They scored 3 touchdowns there in the second, and it's been exactly what the score shows. It's been a dominating performance.
Pretty much how you thought it would have been scripted anyway. You see a lot of Bryce Smith. You see Hellriegel airing it out a little bit. And let's not overlook our defense. Our defense has done a fantastic job tonight. AJ's not really threatened at all.
Yeah, absolutely. Things started off in the first quarter for Anna-Jonesboro as they had the ball and wound up punting it away on the change of possession. But then Carterville got it and fumbled the ball. Andrew Hellriegel fumbled it, and it was recovered by Evan Hall for Anna-Jonesboro. They got the ball, went about 6 plays, and then fumbled it. Nolan Hartford with the recovery. And then finally, Carterville got on the scoreboard with 6:50 remaining in the first quarter. It was the 3-yard touchdown run from Bryce Smith. The extra point was good. Lions led it 7-0.
Yeah, the turnovers early on made us feel like we were going to be in for an ugly game tonight.
Yes.
But they kind of got it together, shook the nerves off, and now we're playing some football.
Yeah, Anna-Jonesboro started the second quarter with the football. They wound up giving it back to the Lions after the Lions held on a 4th and 2. Carterville then goes on a 6-play drive. They started at the 41 of Anna-Jonesboro, and it was capped off with the 29-yard touchdown run from Nolan Hartford. Now, that was impressive by itself, but you got to remember he had a 24-yard touchdown run taken off the board because of a holding and a personal foul on the Lions. So 2 plays later, he carries it in from 29 out. Extra point was good. Lions are up 14-0 at the end of that score. Anna-Jonesboro gets the ball back, and they give it back to the Lions after a 4-and-out. Then it was a 3-yard touchdown run from Bryce Smith. 5:45 remaining in the second quarter. Extra point good. Lions up 21-0. Then Anna-Jonesboro gives it back to the Lions on the change of possession. Carterville holds again on 4th down, and they take control of the ball. 7 plays later, it was the 9-yard pass from Andrew Hellriegel to wide receiver Bryce Smith. All of a sudden, he's out there catching passes for TDs now.
Yeah, how many times do you hear the story? You're running the ball and you've established that and you're scoring on the ground, and then all of a sudden it opens up your passing game a little bit. Now we're starting to see the ball in the air.
Yeah, you wouldn't have expected that at all, but man, you gotta give the Lions credit. And Bryce Smith is, he would have my vote for Southern Illinois Player of the Year.
Right now, absolutely.
I don't know. I can't even think of anybody that is remotely close to what maybe the running back from Benton last week set the school record, like
270 yards, something like that.
But I mean, as far as like entire region, Bryce Smith right now, I think would win it hands down.
Well, right now, I think he's the hardest. He's the hardest running back in Southern Illinois to stop.
He came into the game with, let's see here, 624 yards on 77 carries, averaging about 156 yards per game, little over 8 yards per carry. He's outstanding. And here tonight, he has 3 touchdowns, 3 of the 4 for the Lions. It's 28-0 is our score. This is our Ron Ward Chevrolet halftime report. Stay with us. We'll have more when we come back. We'll update scores from around Southern Illinois right here on News Radio WJPF.
Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating. Running as quickly as possible.
Wow.
Hope we don't care if I kill him. Our new band director's father is standing right over here beside us, watching from the box.
What's that?
Our new band director's father is standing over here, watching from the box. Mr. Blyer.
28-0 is our score as we are at the half. We continue on a Ron Ward Chevrolet halftime report. Scores from around Southern Illinois, and I think a lot of people are going to be surprised by this. Keenan Clark, Mount Vernon at the half leads Marion 22-12.
That's still going to be an interesting game. I'm not ready to put that one in the books yet. I'm not going to count Marion out just yet. But, yeah, that sounds like it'd be a good football game to be watching.
At the half, Harrisburg blowing out Massac County this evening. It's 36-0. Fairfield leads Carmi-White County 12-0. That's at the half. Sesser-Valier at the half leads CZR 28-6. And we were commenting CZR led by the 20-year-old head coach.
Yeah, that's I think he's the youngest head coach in the state of Illinois.
Yeah, he is. JC, Johnston City. Johnston City is the number 9 team in Class 2A. They lead Flora 21-7. Chester leads Westland this evening at the half. That score 12-0. Dupo leads Carlisle 14-6. Freeburg getting shut out by Columbia 14-0. At the half, Central leads East Alton Wood River 21-0. Also, DuQuoin, a 14-point lead in the Battle of Buku in Perry County. It is 21-7, the Indians over the Panthers. Marquette getting just blown out by the Nashville Hornets. And remember, Nashville is in here next Friday night, 42-0. The Hornets in the second quarter, that's not even at half yet, 42-0 over Alton Marquette. Murfreesboro shutting out Heron. Last score I see is 15-0. That is a second quarter score. Edwards County over Vienna-Goraville 7-6. Mahomet Seymour leading Charleston this evening 34-0. And here It is 28-0. Anything surprise you?
Well, one of the things that I kind of keep an eye on as I'm looking at the scores through the weeks is you look at teams that you're going to play on your schedule, and you're wanting them to get those wins when they're not here in Carterville because, you want those playoff points. It could help with your seeding. That 1 point in the seeding makes a big difference.
Yes, it does.
So a team like a Harrisburg coming up with a win last week against West Frankfort, and then this week they're leading again. You get Nashville. Nashville's always racking up non-conference wins. Like, those things help us out. You want to keep an eye on those. Sometimes we say, well, we don't want to root for opponents. We don't want to root for Nashville. Absolutely, I want Nashville to win this week.
Absolutely, and don't forget, Nashville is going to be here in this stadium coming up next Friday night, and I'll just give you a programming tip. I am not going to be here for the Nashville game next week. I got Scotty got the assignment to go watch his kids play. I got a family thing. I in the last 3 years, I've missed the Nashville game. I go up and I MC some events up just outside of Quincy, and this is the last year I have to do that. So, but Scotty will have play-by-play coverage next Friday night. And then after that, Carterville hits the road, and they're going to play a Saturday game when we travel up to Madison. That is coming up on Saturday, October 8th. And a Saturday afternoon, I think it's a 3 o'clock start, and that should be fun.
Yeah, it's always fun to play Saturday football because – it's a good idea. You play on Saturdays in the playoffs.
Exactly.
And so why not get in that routine? What's it going to look like to wake up on a Saturday morning and have to get your team ready and get on a bus and, not have that school to structure your day up to the start time? It's good to get that experience. And I know that when Coach Dial was coaching softball, we knew that the regionals and sectionals were always played on weekends. So we tried to schedule weekend games just so we could get in that rhythm and see what it felt like. And this is a good idea. Doesn't matter who you're playing. Just get out and try to figure out a new routine just so it doesn't take you by surprise in Week 10.
Of course, it's homecoming here tonight. The senior night for the Lions will be coming up on the 14th when the Pinckneyville Panthers come to town. And then Week 9, it was a team that we finished up the regular season last year, and then we turn around and have to play them in the first round of the playoffs. Back-to-back wins over the Harrisburg Bulldogs. This time, we're going to go see their new turf on their stadium to wrap up the regular season. That's only 4 weeks away.
I know. And then you start talking about playoff football.
Yeah. The following, Saturday night, I guess, is when they'll announce the playoff pairings. That'll be on the 22nd of October, and then we'll be playing playoff football the first week of November. So that'll be a lot of fun. 28-0 is our score here as the Pride of the Lions marching band is on the field. And we are going to go on and take another break. This is our Ron Ward Chevrolet halftime report on News Radio WJPF.
Hi, welcome to the UPS store.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Carterville High School. Dave McKenzie along with Keenan Clark. We're at the half. 28-0 is our score. I was wanting to look and see if Aaron Judge has hit a home run tonight. It doesn't appear as he has, but the Yankees and the Red Sox are tied at 4. And I also want to look and see on our friend Mr. Pujols and see how he's doing this evening. But that is going to be a late start. It's a 9-10 start as they are in L.A. to take on the Dodgers.
I hate those West Coast games.
I know. I
don't like to stay up late
up
and find out what's going on. I got to wake up early and read the lines on it.
I just can't stay up and watch him anymore. Let's talk about this first half for the Lions. Great performance, great running game. Got the passing game. Bryce Smith with a couple of running touchdowns, a touchdown reception. And this game is probably right where everybody thought it would be.
Yeah, I agree. It seems like AJ just really hasn't established anything. Like, if I'm trying to determine what their best plays have been or what they've been most successful at, I don't know what I'd tell you that it was. Like, they're really not getting any big chunks on anything, not running anything consistently. That speaks to our defense and how well they're playing right now and the adjustments that we're making on the field. And then, obviously, our offense has finally got it rolling. Second quarter, and since then it's been all Lions.
Cahokia leads Carbondale with coming up on halftime, 30-0. Althoff with a 7-3 lead over Centralia. And let's see if we can update a couple of scores. Still at the half, it's 22-12. Mount Vernon over Marion. And I don't see any updates that are popping up.
I don't want to go speculating too early, but Cahokia has the potential to be a 5-4 4A team this year.
Yes, they could be.
I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I mean that they could potentially be in the conversation. It's about week 5 that you start talking about who might you see coming up, and they're a name that could be on that list at some point in time.
Absolutely, and you know, as we mentioned going to the half, we are halfway done with the football season as of right now. There's only 4.5 games remaining, and so every week you really start paying attention to, like you mentioned moments ago, your common opponents. Did they get? You're rooting for all of them. Get a win.
What's Benton doing every week? What's Benton doing? Can Madison pick up a win somewhere and grab you some points?
And so you're paying attention to the box scores, and I mean it's hard to believe. 4 weeks left in the regular season playoffs, and then basketball season. This week I got the John A. Logan basketball schedule for the girls. They're going to start playing November 5th. I mean, we're talking 6 weeks away. It's crazy.
Yeah, things seem to be moving a lot faster nowadays than what they did in the last couple of years, don't they?
Yes, they do. It is unbelievable to me. And, of course, but that's why we do it. We love it, and we pay attention to it. And I tell you, we have this Lions team has just been so much fun to watch this season. I think the Heron game, they made the adjustments, even though it was only a 15-11 game, but it was the second half of that Heron game, and then they kind of got things rolling.
If you look at the Heron game, you even go back as far as the Benton game, the Lions played well. They moved the ball. They controlled the game. I never felt like they weren't in control of what was going on. They just didn't score. They did everything but put the ball in the end zone.
Yep.
So, I mean, they were getting the ball. They were having long drives. Defense was holding the good offenses down, but we just weren't getting in the end zone. Once they kind of broke that ice and found a way to get into the end zone, that sometimes is a little bit of play calling adjustment, personnel adjustment, and just kind of figure out who needs to be doing what. And once they figured that out, we've been a tough team to draw every week.
Of course, this is homecoming weekend for the Carterville Lions, and right now the homecoming court is being announced as they stand at midfield. The boys in blue make their way out of the locker room, as do the Anna-Jonesboro Wildcats as they come out from their halftime chat with Coach Brett Dietering. We're going to go on and take our final break here on the Ron Ward Chevrolet halftime report. Stay with us. Second half action is next on News Radio WJPF.
You don't have to be told the price of power is way up.
Jackson Smith repping some snaps right now with Hellriegel.
Welcome back to Carterville High School. Happy Friday to you. Happy Homekind to Carterville alumni. And happy Friday to my friend Keenan Clark, who's in for Scotty here this evening. Thank you for coming in and filling in. I appreciate it, man.
I always appreciate working with you. It's been a good time.
We always have a good time.
Here.
They're not pretty, but we have a good time with it.
That's right.
Carterville leads at 28-0 here. And Keenan, let's flash back to 1 year ago. The Lions were playing on the road at Anna-Jonesboro, and one of my all-time favorite Carterville Lion players winds up getting hurt. And we are paying real close attention because there's the possibility. I haven't seen him yet. I figured we would know when he takes the field by the reception. And
well, he's got the helmet on, the shoes laced up, and the uniform on. I mean, he is ready to go tonight if we can get him out there.
Yeah, we'll find out as Carterville's going to have the ball to start play here in the second half. We'll see if our friend we won't announce it yet. We'll wait until that happens. But Carterville leads at 28-0, and they'll get the ball to start play here. And you know that all the Lions want to do, let's get a couple of scores, get that clock rolling, and let's get out of here.
Yeah, right now, especially as a coaching staff.
Healthy. Get out of here healthy.
Yeah, you want to make sure that your guys are healthy and they're still sharp. You don't want to get sloppy and let this game drag on and, let AJ get a couple of quick scores, and now you've got to put a little pressure on you and you've got that extra stress. You just want to take care of business.
Exactly. Take TCB, take care of business. And, Brett Dietering, he just wants to get something hung on the board. He just needs to see a spark from that offense. They'll take what they can get, and who knows if you get one early, if they can get a stop and get one early,
he'll have a couple of wrinkles.
Yep.
Again, he's been doing it for 25 years and won a lot of games against a lot of good teams and a lot of good coaches and some great battles with Carterville over the years, both regular season and in the playoffs. So he's not afraid, and like Coach Dial said in the pregame interview, they take a lot of pride over there in their football at Anna.
Absolutely.
So they're not going to roll over and say, you can have it.
Absolutely. And it is weird, though, to see them run a spread offense. All those years, there's like 5 options coming out of the backfield, all within 3 feet diameter of each other. You don't know who's got the ball. Is it the jet back? Is it this jet back? Is it the running back? Is it the fullback? Is it the quarterback? Is it the tight end that came in and took that? You just – but a spread offense like this is pretty easy to call, I got to admit.
They've always been content to get that 3 yards, just grab a little chunk here and maintain possession and control the clock. They've been doing that for the last 10 years or so.
What do we call that?
They come out and it's totally different.
Ground and pound. That's what you could always expect from Brett Dietering offense. But now they're spreading it out a little bit. Carterville, as we mentioned, is going to have the football to start things off here in the second half.
Well, his quarterback seems to be able to throw the ball pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a good arm. He's throwing it well. He's not hitting his receivers, but he's got a really live arm.
Peyton Denny is that quarterback for Anna-Jonesboro. So Carterville is sending Braden Wakey deep and Nick Bishing. They're standing inside their own 10-yard line. Thank you for tuning in to Lion Sports here on News Radio WJPF. As Anna-Jonesboro is going to be kicking it from right to left. They're teeing it up right at the 40-yard line.
This is the first time we've seen Rylan Frazier kick the ball tonight.
Yes. Rylan, the sophomore, 5'9", 140-pounder, has it teed up at the 40, and we are getting you set for second half action. 28-0 Lions here over Anna-Jonesboro. They try the onside. The ball is recovered nicely by the Lions right at midfield, and that's a little bit surprising, but Carterville handles it. They cover it up right at midfield. First and 10 for the Lions.
Mooring takes that ball and doesn't even bobble. It just rolls over and covers it up and waits for the whistle.
It's at the 49 officially, Carterville's own 49. Here comes Andrew Hellriegel. And the ball is at the far hash mark. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. And in motion is Peyton Biddle. Hellriegel rolls right, feels some pressure, throws it out, finds his receiver. That's Jordan Cordes on the reception. And he battles his way to about the 30-yard line. Nice rollout design. Cordes drags along, and reception is going to give the Lions a first down.
We had 2 drag routes going at the same time, and Cordes was on the second level of that, and he threw it right over our first receiver and hit Cordes right in the number.
1st and 10 after the big pass completion down to the 31-yard line. A 20-yard completion. Ball's at the 31. Boy, that was a pretty play. As the officials are talking, they're standing at the 40 on the far side.
I don't see any flags on the field.
I don't either.
They've already reset the chains.
They must be content as they are back in position.
Dietering's on the field, though.
Yep.
He's trying to get something
yeah,
stopped.
he needs an explanation of something.
He wants to talk to somebody.
Hey, this Lions broadcast, and he's got his arms crossed, and he's not a happy camper. We're going to go on and take a break here. We'll pause 30 seconds here on News Radio WJPF.
Rob Hit Barbecue. On Facebook.
This Lions broadcast is brought to you by the IBEW Local 702, proud supporter Carterville Lions sports. IBEW Local 702, dedicated to providing a better lifestyle for members and a better life for all. As still a conversation taking place between Coach Brett Dietering and the head official here this evening.
I don't think they charged him a timeout either. I think they took an official timeout to appease him with an explanation.
And he is talking
to
anybody he's talking to anybody that'll listen right now.
Both he and the official had their arms waving during that conversation.
We're ready to go. 11:44 remaining here in the third. Lions ball. It's a little flip forward to Nolan Hartford. Out across the 25, the 20, down to the 10, 5.
Untouched.
Nolan Hartford.
Untouched
on the 31-yard touchdown run here in the third quarter.
Well, whatever Dietering was upset about is in the books now because we're bringing the extra point team on the field.
Boy, Nolan Hartford used the speed. Not sure exactly what the delay was. There were no flags. As you mentioned, nobody laid a finger on him.
No.
Which has got to tell you that's great blocking on the outside by the Carterville receivers on the far side.
I think we've seen that all night long.
Yeah, absolutely. 31-yard touchdown run, Nolan Hartford. Riley Crane out for the extra point for the Lions. Trying to make it 35. The hold. And the kick is good. 35-0. Lions lead it. Stay with us. AJ's getting the ball back. Next on News Radio WJPF.
Dr. Childers and his team have
Happy Friday, everybody. With 4:23 left in the third, Murfreesboro leads Heron, getting the shutout, 22-0. Mount Vernon continues to lead Marion 22-12. And Johnston City continues to lead Flora 28-7. JC, state-ranked. Carterville Lions 8th in Class 4A.
That's a good distinction
this year.
I can't remember
I hadn't mentioned it in any other.
If we've been ranked in 4A.
Well,
before.
I didn't know, but today it was like, you know what, week 5, I better check the rankings, and Carterville's right there in 8th as the kickoff is taken at the 10-yard line, out across the 20, the 25. Brens it parallel to the 25-yard line, and finally the Carterville D gets him to the turf at about the 28-yard line. 35-0 is our score. Anna-Jonesboro with the football now, with 11:25 remaining here in the third quarter. They're going to start off at their own 40. Excuse me, their own 30-yard line. Defense, can they get a couple of stops here? Get the ball back. AJ sends 3 receivers to the far side. The ball is on the near hash. AJ moving right to left on the radio dial. Peyton Denny takes the snap. His pass is caught at the 35-yard line and spun to the turf right there. Short gain, and the receiver slow getting up. Didn't see who that was. It may have been Dylan Harville.
It was Harville. He was brought down immediately by none other than Bryce Smith.
All at the 35, so a gain of 5, 2nd and 5. Officially 2nd and 4. And AJ just taking their sweet time every play. As the play clock is down under 15. Denny takes the snap. Quick pitch to his running back. Tries to get to the outside. And that carry by TJ Macy had his arm about yanked out of his shoulder.
Once again, Smith got a hold of his arm and just pulled him to the ground.
Yeah.
Smith fell down and just took him with him.
So it's going to be 3rd and 3. Third and 3 for the the Wildcats, rather. Their own 37-yard line. Nice crowd here for the Lions. Of course, it's homecoming. People coming back. A lot of tailgaters tonight.
I saw they were out here early today. There were some tailgaters setting up this afternoon at 3 o'clock.
Under 10 to play here in the third. Denny drops back. Feels pressure, throws it right into the turf. Carterville's forced another 4th down now on AJ. Got to think they're going to go for it, though. Well, maybe not. Looks like they're going to bring their punt team out. So Nick Bishing will take his place out about the 40. He'll probably park about the 30. And coming on to do the kicking, Levi Jones for the Wildcats. As Bishing does stand at the 30-yard line.
He's only been able to return 1 today. Is that right?
Yeah, yes. It's a snap and the kick.
He's not going to
get that one
either.
They're kicking away from it. Look out as the ball goes out of bounds, and Carterville's going to have it at their own 46-yard line. This Lions broadcast brought to you by Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating in Carterville. Punctual service, 5-star satisfaction, and the experience that comes from 40 years in business. You can find them online. Go to charliesairandheat.com. Carterville, great field possession. 939. And they're going to have it at their own 45-yard line.
We've made a little change on our offensive line here.
Have we finally?
We have.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is a pleasure to say Mr. Charlie Howerton is back on the football field. It was 1 year ago against Anna-Jonesboro that Charlie hurt his knee pretty severely. And it has taken a year, and look at him at the center position for the Carterville Lions, and gets the snap off. Carterville runs it right up the gut. Charlie gets a block and not much on the carry, but the main thing is Charlie Howerton is back, and that is such a huge thing, not just for Charlie as a person, but for this Lions team as well.
Oh, no kidding. While he was out, you had the opportunity to create a little depth You had a freshman come in. Jaden Smith had to play there. Took over the center role for a while, but I mean, it feels good to see Charlie out there. And his first snap was a good one, hit him right in the face mask.
Yeah, absolutely. Charlie, 6'5", and the senior at the center position. Boy, crisp snap and a screen pass out to the right side. It's caught out there by Carterville's Cade Lustenberger. And no gain for Cade. Now Lions are facing a third down. 3rd and 9 officially from their own 46-yard line. Ball is on the near hash. And Andrew Hellriegel from the shotgun. Takes the snap, bobbles it, gets it to his running back, Bryce Smith, and he's just pummeled to the ground right there. You don't see that often. And a nice job by Anna-Jonesboro coming in to make the tackle was Drew Holzhauser. So
makes you wonder in a game like this when you've got a 35-point lead, how if your coaches are looking at their own tendencies, like what do we do on 3rd and long? What do we do on 2nd and short that we're known for? Can you throw a couple of wrinkles in there now so that your advanced scouting start thinking ahead if those other teams are going to start to second guess some of their strategies against you?
We'll see. It's 4th and 10 for the Lions. Hellriegel rolls right, throws right, caught. First down yardage for Peyton Denny on the reception. And, yes, they're going to move the chains. Big first down.
I mean, if you need a big catch, a big first down, why would you go to anybody other than Peyton Denny?
No, he's steady.
He's the man who gets it done, isn't he?
He's rock solid.
I've never seen anything like it.
And so enough for the first down, moves the chains out to the Wildcat 44-yard line. Keeps the drive alive, 7:36. It's the give to Bryce Smith. Hurdles one man, puts his head down, keeps the legs churning, plows forward to the 36-yard line. We had quite the battle going on between Zach Miller and, let's see here, Reese Belcher.
Took him all the way back in the secondary.
Yes, he did. Rode him all the way out there. It's 2nd down and 2 now from the 36. Lions would like one more score. That would put the rolling clock in effect. That comes in when you have a 40-point lead in the second half, as it's the give and a flag stops the play.
We might have jumped a little bit.
Yep.
Either the snap was late or we just got off the ball a little too early. That's what happened.
Yep, it's going to back the Lions up. Coming up, we're going to have our UPS Store postgame report. We'll recap all these scores. We'll start as we go through the second half here, updating scores as they come in. Sesser leads CZR 35-6. And that's Bryce Smith. Carries it out across the 30 to the 25. He just keeps hauling people to the turf. Out to the 21-yard line. That's going to move the chains on another first down run from Bryce Smith.
Carterville runs that double pull. That they call it their GT, their guard tackle pull, and you get Zach Miller and Xander Smith leading Bryce Smith through the hole. It takes a lot of men to get to him and bring him down.
Yes, it does. Coming up on 6 minutes remaining in the third. Screen pass right side. Out there on the reception, Lustenberger fights his way down to about the 16-yard line where he's finally driven out of bounds.
I like seeing him integrated into the offense.
Absolutely.
When
you're 6'4",
he's a big body,
6'5",
yeah.
Yep. The end of the third quarter, Murphy leads Heron 29-0. Actually, update on that. Murphy, 29-0. Murphy scored on the last play of the third quarter. Carterville has it, 2nd down and 5 from the AJ 16-yard line. They're up 35-0. 6:06 remaining in the quarter. Third quarter. Hellriegel Feels some pressure, lobs it across the middle, caught by Peyton Biddle, down inside the 5, and Peyton had to wait on that ball to get to him.
He just kind of floated it out there like a...
Yeah, he did. That's a first down, and the Lions are going to have it first and goal from the 5. First down for the Lions. So who's going to get the scoring mark for the Lions? Will it be Andrew Hill? I think it's going to be a quarterback keeper.
Is Hartford in the backfield now?
He is. It's the give to Hartford. Just puts his head down, plows his way in. Did he get the push? Nope, they're going to mark him about 6 inches short. They're going to say it's second down and goal now. Literally less than a ruler to go. Everybody lines up in tight. Now they put Cordes at fullback, and it's Hartford. The 1-yard carry and the touchdown for your Carterville Lions with 5:03 on the third quarter clock. Hartford gets the 1-yard touchdown run.
And a perfect series for your man, Charlie Howerton.
Yes, I like it. No, and Hartford gets the touchdown. There is 5:03 showing on the third quarter clock, and more importantly, that's going to put Carterville in a rolling clock situation.
Timeouts, touchdowns, and official timeouts.
Exactly.
Injuries and such.
41, the snap, the hold. 42, nothing. Lions getting the shutout lead right now.
Perfect
with
6 for 6.
Absolutely. 40 with 5:03 remaining. It is 42-0 here. Lions football. News Radio WJPF.
Rain or shine, sleet or snow, call Joe. Joe's the man. 148, rain or shine, sleet or snow, call Joe. 534-81.
42-0 is our score here at Carterville High School on homecoming night. And, of course, tomorrow night, hope all the kids have a great time, be safe as homecoming weekend continues. But parade took place earlier today on a beautiful fall afternoon. Great football game. Things will culminate tomorrow night with the coronation of the homecoming queen. And Riley Crane is set to kick the ball away. And once he puts his foot into it, that clock will not stop except for official stoppages. Squib kick out to the 25-yard line. And it's carried out to about the 38-yard line. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by Stephen Rich's Barber Styling, a full-service salon on Division Street in Carterville. They're open Tuesday through Friday from 8 until 5, Saturday from 8 until 2 at Stephen Rich's Barber Styling.
Down on the big screen in front of us, we have first-year assistant coach Joel Samberski working with the offense. And
how about that?
Breaking down that last drive for him. He probably knows a thing or two about breaking down drives, doesn't he?
I've heard he's a Hall of Famer.
He might be a Hall of Famer.
I've heard that. 42-0. It's a rolling clock now for the Lions as AJ has it. They throw it out across the middle. Caught. He thought his knee was down. But nice reception by Drew Page on the pass from Peyton Denny. Takes it out to the 45-yard line. It's going to bring up second down for the Wildcats. Clock rolls under 4 minutes to go. So it's 2nd and 4 right from their own 45 for the Wildcats. Don't forget, next Friday night, Lions are at home against Nashville. That's going to be for the conference title. It's not going to clinch it, but the winner's going to take control. Long pass. Oh! Off the hands of Niall Schottner. out over on the far sideline. He got behind the defender, and I think that was Skelcher, maybe out on the corner.
It was.
The
pass was a little underthrown, and when he turned around to reach back for it, he kind of lost his footing and fell down.
So the ball comes back to the 45. Clock at 3 minutes remaining in the third. 3rd and 4 from their own 45. Denny talks to his receivers left side, head trips left side, throws it. It's caught at the 50. First down yardage for the Wildcats. And on the reception, Drew Page. They never did get Drew to the turf, but it was more than enough for an AJ first down.
Immediately hit by Skelcher.
Yep, and I'm looking through here. And AJ. That is only unofficially the 3rd first down for Anna-Jonesboro in this game.
Is that all? Wow.
.210 remaining. Ball from the 49. Denny feels some pressure from behind. He decides to run with it. He has to escape, and makes a move at the 45 to the 40. Keeps the feet going. How do they not get him on the ground? Finally, after about a 17-yard carry, another first down, and that's back-to-back first downs.
It looked like a video game, just
yes,
running around back and forth across the field twice.
A, B, A, B, B, A, X, X. I don't know. I don't play video games.
I thought we had him in the backfield, and he just slipped right out of our arms.
Well, he felt some pressure coming from behind.
Peyton Van Horn was right on his tail and just about had the sack.
.115. Screen pass right side. Out there on the reception, Dylan Harville. Makes a move, makes one defender miss, makes another move, makes a second defender miss, carries it out across the 20. And this by far the best drive for Anna-Jonesboro here, and it comes with under a minute to play in the third.
Had a few missed tackles there, and it kind of brings to mind something that we haven't talked about it tonight, but our first-string defense tackles very, very well. And I've seen some years where we'd have a good defense and we just couldn't get anybody down. We were in the right spots, but this year, if we get a body on you, you're coming down. And just keep an eye on them in the next few weeks, see how well they bring down runners on first contact.
1st and 10 from the 20, 30 seconds remaining. Screen pass out to Hall, Evan Hall. He gets out of the arms of Brandon Skelcher.
Brandon Skelcher again. I think he's had 3 of our last 4 tackles by himself.
2nd down and 3 with 15 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. AJ's going to let the clock wind down to end the third quarter. Carterville leads it 42-0, but Wildcats are driving. Fourth quarter action is next on News Radio WJPF.
You're a safe.
We warming anybody else up offensively? The quarterback or?
Okay.
Free ACM
hey, everybody online, thank you for watching. Hope you're having a good night.
Membership required.
We're heading to the fourth quarter. The Lions have the running clock. They lead it 10-0. Murfreesboro leads Heron 29-0. JC continues to lead Flora 28-7. DuQuoin thumping Pinckneyville 43-7. That's a third quarter score. And Mount Vernon leads Marion still 25-12. Harrisburg shutting out Massac County 42-0. AJ has it at the Carterville 13. As Denny keeps the ball, felt some pressure, pulls it down, takes it inside the 10 to the 5, where he's brought down right there. Nice job to keep him out of the goal line. But that's a first down, and it's going to move the chains. Up until this drive, AJ didn't have but 2 first downs, and they've got 3 on this drive.
Yeah, they're really marching the ball down the field now, and they're doing a few things differently too. They're starting to get the ball between the tackles a little more.
It's also second string defense in there now for the Lions. Denny gives it to his running back. And in for the touchdown. Is that T.J. Macy?
I think it was.
T.J. Macy, the 4-yard touchdown carry.
He's been primarily used for protection all night long, and now they're starting to get the ball to him a little bit.
11-11. Stops. The play stops on the touchdown. That's the only time it stops, or an official. And the kick is good, making it 42-7. Carterville's going to get the ball back when we return in 30 seconds on News Radio WJPF.
You're just a few taps away from crispy. Why should stop on a touchdown? Shouldn't stop on anything. A mere click stands between you and a tasty treat.
Updating some other scores from around Southern Illinois. Cesar leads CCR 35-0. It is Chester over Westland 32-0. Columbia over Freeburg 24-0. Freeburg, Carmi, White County. That game is still showing a halftime score 12-8. Fairfield with a 4-point lead. Also, let's see here. It looks like all of these scores are halftime scores. So we will try to refresh and come back and get them. Lions lead at 42-7. They're going to get the ball back here.
Cesar with a big lead.
Yes.
They one of their co-head coaches is Mike Rude, who started his career coaching at AJ in the 1980s.
Absolutely.
I played for Coach Rude.
Did you?
A long time ago, yeah.
Long time ago.
Yeah.
Huh? Yep, I used to go to those AJ games back when Mike Rude was the head coach.
Yeah, I played for him at Johnson. I played for him at Johnson City, though.
One of my coldest nights of my life ever was on the roof at the PA there, and AJ in the rain, in the wind, in the cold.
I stood on the roof in Sullivan one year when I was helping Mike Rude at Johnson City, and I'll never do that again.
Brutal. As the kick, man, what a kick, as it's picked up at the 3-yard line by the Lions and bringing it out to about the 10, actually about the 5 and maybe close to the 10. Carterville's going to have it here with 10:55 remaining. First and 10. Put the ball down, guys. And they are going to mark it at the 10-yard line. Coming up, we will have our UPS Store post-game show. Clock rolls now. 42-7. Brandon Skelcher will come on for the Lions at quarterback role. Brandon threw a touchdown pass a week ago. Nice one, too. That was in the fourth quarter. 35-yard pass to Nick Bishing. Sculpture keeps it himself, brings it to the near sideline. No, excuse me. On the carry, it was Riley Crane. As Riley, he's a tough runner too. First down for the Lions.
We're on our third center of the night now.
Yes, we are.
Charlie had his series, had a really good series.
Hey, that's all they wanted.
Yeah, and made sure he feels good about himself. And now brought in sophomore Cole Sims.
Cole Sims. Get them boys experience.
Absolutely.
Can't have too many of them. Clock continues to roll. 9:20 remaining. First and 10 from the 24 for the Lions. Skelter fakes the handoff, going to keep it himself off guard, and he's brought down at the 26-yard line.
AJ had all 11 defenders within 3 yards of the line of scrimmage on that snap.
Yes, they did. That's what you call filling the box.
Yes.
2nd and 7 now. Mount Vernon, 25-12 over Marion. Fourth quarter score. 29-0 Murphy over Heron. Clock rolls under 9 minutes.
You know, you don't have to worry about the clock stopping. You can throw one over the top here to Lustenberger. Maybe
Absolutely.
we see if we can get him involved right now.
Okay, the big 6'5" receiver for the Lions. They bring a pass, and it's caught at the 27, and Bishing out there on a reception. And that was enough for a first down. It's going to move the chains. Yeah, next Friday night, Nashville Hornets come to town. And
I think it's safe to say the Lions are going to be the biggest test that they've faced all year.
Well, Murphy was the first big one.
Yep.
Benton, then Murphy. And they've passed all the tests so far. But the winner of that game is going to take control of the conference. Yeah, just a reminder, there will not be a live stream next Friday night. At least our live stream will not be available as Riley Crane carries it out on the far sideline. He's got a first down
Flag
yardage.
on the play in the backfield.
Yep, and that's going to be a hold on. The Carterville Lions are going to bring it back. But our live stream will not be available. Scott Hudson will have the play-by-play here on NewsRadio WJPF. He's just not a tech guy. That's why there's no live stream.
Is that what it is?
That's why.
Well, I mean, I'm looking around the booth right here, and I think it may take a rocket scientist to figure out
all
the
it really is,
that you have going right now.
Believe me, I'm not rocket science guy.
I'm afraid a couple of these buttons up here would launch a space shuttle if I'm not careful.
It looks way prettier than, but yeah. So Scott, I just gotta say, hey, come here. We gotta do a live video. Where you want me? That's all he says. Where you want me? And so I push the play, the record, and he does his part, and then he's done. He's happy when it's all said and done.
I think I like his philosophy on that.
1st and 17 from the 28 for the Lions.
My job's just to stay out of your way.
A little pass out to, didn't see who that was on the
Stevenson,
reception.
number 31.
He's not on my list. I'm going to have to add him. I need to update my list. Yeah, Owen Stevenson. Nice little catch. Short gain of 1. Clock rolls. 5:45. Coming up, Coach Brett Dial will join us on our post-game report. Skelter from the shotgun. Takes his time, runs the clock down. 17, 16, 15 on the play clock. Take a nap out there right now. Under 10. Pass, Cade Lustenberger just below us here at the 40.
Enough for the first down.
Moves the chains and keeps the drive alive.
It was a nice little run after catch, and even though the defender had wrapped him up, he still fell forward for a couple of more yards, stretched that big body out. Got that first down.
That's all you got to do. Keep moving the chains. That's all you can ask.
Just hang on to the ball right now for 5 more minutes.
What a beautiful night it's been for football. It is just weather-wise, I don't know that it could get much better than this.
The flags on the goalpost are showing a little light breeze from the south.
Skelcher gives it to Riley Crane. Dodges one defender, takes it out across midfield. He's brought down just over the midfield mark into AJ territory.
You know, Skelcher carries out that fake really well. I think Andrew does as well. And that just gives you running backs an extra step. If they do break it free, if you can get that defensive back to pause and maybe question himself a little bit as to who has the ball. He thought he saw it handed off, but now you're going this way hard. If you can get that, you know, that plays into a factor more often than many
Absolutely, and a
people
half
think.
a step can be huge.
No doubt.
Half a step, just a little delay. Turning half a turn wrong and trying to get back the other way.
Offer up that second of confusion.
Skelcher throws it.
Into
has
traffic.
his receiver. First down for the Lions. Is that Bishing?
It is.
Nice job. Nice move. And yards after the catch for Nick Bishing picks up the first down for the Lions.
Skelcher throws it into traffic, but he made the right throw and hit him right where he was supposed to. He didn't even flinch.
And it was a bullet. It was a bullet to Nick Bishing. Of course, as we mentioned, they had a big 35-yard touchdown a week ago at DuQuoin. That was the final touchdown of the game for the Lions in that 54-19 win last week. Under 3 to play here in the fourth quarter.
We're almost to the point where we can kneel it out.
Yep. (42-7) is our score. Bishing is in motion. Skelcher, that was play broke down. He's able to get away from the first defender, and finally he's ridden down from behind at the 43-yard line. There was a breakdown right there on that play. So it's second.
Yeah, I think A.J. stunted a couple of guys off of their left side, and we just didn't pick them up. They were in our face real quick.
2:15 remaining. It's a second down and 14 from the 44. UPS Store postgame report is coming up. This will be probably the last offensive play. Minute 45. Skelcher throws it across the middle. It's caught by Cade Lustenberger. Makes
nice
a move to the 35, to the 30, to the 20, to the 10, 5. And he tried to reach the ball out across the pylon. And they're going to say he was out of bounds when he did so at the 5-yard line. Cade made a nice move, and that's going to be a 39-yard reception. First and goal. Down to the 5-yard line, but he tried to reach for the pylon as he was heading toward the sideline, and the ball came loose. But the officials say he stepped out of bounds.
He made a nice stiff arm there at the end of the play, and,
yes,
and
he
a
did.
very good move in traffic.
Carterville under a minute to play. It's 18 on the play clock. Brandon Skelcher looks back at Coach Brett Dial. We'll run one play and take a knee. That's going to be the ball game. Nope, we'll probably have to run one more.
We'll blame the clock keeper for that. No, we got it set. We're good.
That's going to be the ball game. Your Carterville Lions beat Anna-Jonesboro here in river-to-river conference play. Mississippi side. It's 42-7. UPS Store post-game show is coming up next on News Radio WJPF.
John A. Logan and
Here's the cannon.
September 24th
Thank
and
you.
25th at the DuQuoin State Fairgrounds. Visit SIH.
P&B
Okay.
to go.
(42-7), our final score here at Carterville High School on homecoming night. The Lions now 5-0 on the season, number 8 in the state in Class 4A. Updating one other score quickly. Mount Vernon continues to lead Marion. About 8 minutes left in the game, 25-20. That's going to be that. It's not an upset. I don't know that you could call it an upset, but it's sure as hell going to be surprising to everybody that sees it in the news tomorrow.
Yeah, I think Mount Vernon's right where they thought they were going to be. They've been playing with confidence.
Absolutely.
And been playing really well all year long. And, Marion, they're traditionally very good, so they expect to win games like this. So both teams are going to go into this last quarter thinking that they're going to win a game.
Yeah, absolutely. And, of course, the Mount Vernon Rams are 103.5 ESPN CILFM High School Football Team of the Week this week. They can't be it again next week. You can't win them twice in a row, but by gosh, you got to give them. If you could, they'd be the team to do it.
Yeah, that'd be a nice win for them, but right now they're just trying to hang on. I don't think they're worried about Team of the Week just yet.
Hey, what a ball game here for your Lions tonight. They win it 42-7. First quarter started off slow for both teams. Both teams had an interception. Carterville did score at the 6:50 mark of the first quarter. It was a 3-yard touchdown run from Bryce Smith. Extra point was good. Lions led it 7-0 at the end of the first quarter. Carterville scored on their first possession of the second quarter, and that was a 29-yard run from Nolan Hartford. That extra point was good. Lions led it 14-0. They scored with 5:45 remaining in the third. It was a 3-yard touchdown run from Bryce Smith. Extra point good, 21-0. And at the end of the second quarter, a 9-yard pass from Andrew Hellriegel to Bryce Smith, 28-0 Lions. As we come back in the third, the Lions got the ball to start playing the third, a 31-yard touchdown run from Nolan Hartford. That came at the 11:35 mark. That made it 35-0. Then Hartford, a 1-yard touchdown run, gave the Lions the rolling clock. They were up 42-0. And then in the fourth, AJ scored their only touchdown of the game, a 4-yard run from TJ Macy, making our final score 42-7. And the Lions now 5-0 on the season. AJ sees their record go to 1-4. It's our UPS Store post-game report. We're going to go on and take another break. When we come back, Coach Brett Dial will join us here on the post-game show next on News Radio WJPF.
John A. Logan, entitled sponsor, Oasis Outdoors.
This is just the third.
2022 National Hunting
And then you're out.
Celebration on September 24th and 25th.
Okay.
Due to construction on the
I saw Dial walking up here already. It's not exactly what he was looking for.
(42-7), the final score here this evening, as the Carterville Lions now run their record to 5-0. The number team in Class 4A in high school football. Anna-Jonesboro now 1-4 on the season as Coach Brett Dial joins us. And Coach, TCB take care of business, and the Lions did that tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of these games where you really don't know what to expect from your guys. It's just kind of a, the schedule, the week is just different. The day at school is different with a, pep session all morning, and, you're just out of your rhythm a little bit. But, we tell our guys to enjoy it. This is something that, the full experience of this week, while it may not mean stuff to a lot of people, and to be completely honest, I've been in education for 21 years, and sometimes it doesn't mean a lot to me, homecoming. And then I think about some of these kids that, really haven't had a normal experience, the full experience until this year. And, we have to take a little bit of a step back and have some perspective as people that have maybe done it before that maybe these guys haven't. So they had a great time today, and we played well tonight. We played we did what we needed to do, and then hopefully they get a little bit of time, tomorrow to enjoy the high school experience, and we're at work on Monday with a big game next week.
Absolutely, and I tell you what, the game started off kind of slow for both teams. A couple of interceptions there. I don't know if it was nerves on the Lions' part, just the excitement of homecoming, maybe exactly what you're talking about.
Well, there's probably a little bit of that. We're working on a few things. And it's hard in a game like this. We knew we were going to be able to do some of our core runs. And in the second series, we did that. When we turned the ball over in the first drive, the second series, we kind of went to our base offense, and we marched it right down the field and scored. But, in that first series, we were trying to do a couple things that we didn't execute it very well and left the ball hanging in the middle. But we learned from it. We have to see that stuff live to make the adjustments in practice. And it just gave us a little bit of a slower start. But once we got rolling, I thought our guys did a pretty good job.
On a positive note, regardless of what the offense was doing at any point in time, the defense really stood out. I think we mentioned the first down late in the fourth quarter was maybe their third one of the game.
Oh, I didn't know that.
When I went back and looked at it, I was like, that lasts their scoring drive.
I thought our defense looked fast tonight. We were running kids down from behind and didn't bite on anything that we weren't supposed to be biting on. We looked fast and
a couple things that they hit us with in the first half. I thought in the third quarter, when our guys were in for that first half there, the third quarter, they shut it down. So we made a nice adjustment. Our defensive staff did a great job at halftime again, and had a good plan. And really, we knew that Anna was going to really have trouble running the football tonight at our D line, and they weren't able to run it. So then it just comes down to they're going to spread it out and they're going to throw it however many times they threw it. And our guys needed to see that, and I thought we tightened up some coverage and really never saw anybody just running wide open. So. They were able to connect on a few short passes, a few 5-yard hitches, maybe a couple tunnel screens, but nothing really of any yardage significance.
What I was really happy to see tonight, it was a year ago one of my favorites got hurt, and Charlie Howerton back on the football field competitively today for the first time.
Yeah, we really thought that he'd be a full go next week, but as we got to talking with everybody and the trainers and whatnot, we thought we might be able to get him a series tonight just to kind of get him back in and to do it a year to the day. That's special, and that's kind of what this is all about is, kids sticking with it. And, I'm just really thankful that Charlie is back with us and kind of stayed the course. And, it's hard, man. When you're a high school kid and you get an injury, and we got a couple guys with that right now, that you got to – it's just discipline. It's just to stick around, and even though you don't get to really do anything – but finally get that opportunity, and hopefully here in the back half he can help us. And at the very least he provides us with tremendous depth. A kid that's got a lot of starts under his belt, and just just a big dude that gives us another lineman, and we should be getting another one back next week.
Most people don't understand the rehab that goes into that.
Yeah, and for a lineman like that of size, that's a lot of pressure, and he's done a great job and got himself back. And like I said, they always say those injuries are 9 to 12 months, and here we are 12 months to the day where he's kind of had enough practices and able to get on the field.
I always like to surprise you with a couple of scores. Nashville, that's not a surprise. They take care of Marquette.
Did Marquette play this week, or did they forfeit again?
No, 44-7. Okay, but here, let me just throw this at you. 31-20. Mount Vernon leading Marion this afternoon.
Hey, from what I've seen of Mount Vernon, I mean, I think that they are running the football, and that's, that Dan Mings was at Mount Vernon for a long time. He's a great fit there. He left, and kind of tried a few other things, and then now he's back. And I think I saw somewhere where last year they had 20 kids in the program, or like 26, and this year they're at 80.
It's amazing.
So, I mean, he increased their roster by 50 kids in 1 year. That's huge. And you get a school like Mount Vernon that's got about 1,600 kids. I think Mount Vernon's the biggest school in the South 7. They were at one time. I don't know if they still are. That's the biggest school in the South 7. You start getting those guys out, he's got some athletes and some talent, and they're going to be physical. So that score doesn't shock me. It really doesn't. Marion's kind of a trap game after a big win against Cahokia, and I don't know.
And being a good fit, like you said,
right.
Sometimes that's just as important as scheme.
But one thing I am surprised about that game is that Mount Vernon, is a run-heavy team, and Marion's D-line is very good. So I'm interested to see how that score came about.
All right, next Friday night, right back at it here at home. Nashville leading 44-7. As I mentioned, this could be set the stage for the conference title, but Nashville's Nashville. You know what you get. They don't change a whole lot. They lost a lot of seniors from a year ago, but look at them. They're plugging right along.
It's kind of funny. The last film we had of Anna, they played Nashville last week, so we had that film, and I do a little bit advance. I mean, we're taking one game at a time, but you want to get a little bit of a sneak peek. And what I was more interested in with Nashville is not what they're running or any of their scheme. I was wondering who are they playing. I mean, they all graduated, and then I look at the roster. I'm like, you got to be kidding me! It's like all of their brothers. I mean, every kid out there is the brother of one of the guys that we just got done playing. There's another Gajewski. There's another Malavi. There's another Blazier. There's another Ridgeway. I'm like, are you serious? So I don't know. They're gonna be kids they're gonna be competitive. They're gonna be tough, and they're gonna probably most importantly they're gonna come here thinking they can beat us. And I'm not sure that's been the case every week this year, but it will be the case next week. So we better be on our game. We better have a good week of practice. And we better be ready to fight next Friday night.
Thank you. Congratulations tonight.
Thanks,
Get
guys.
the big win, 42-7, and homecoming weekend. Celebration can continue for the high school. Brett Dowell.
Congratulations.
On our post-game show. And the Lions improve to 5-0. AJ now 1-4. Keenan Clark, thank you for your help, bud.
Hey, once again, I appreciate the call. I always enjoy coming in here and hanging out in the booth with you, and this is fun for me.
A lot of fun. Scott Hudson is going to have the call for you next Friday night. I have to be out of town, so I will miss the matchup between the Carterville Lions and Nashville Hornets. I will have somebody text me updates for the event that I have to be at. But and again, just a reminder, we'll have all the action on NewsRadio WJPF, but the live stream that we broadcast will not be available next Friday night. Sorry about that, but that be what it be. So next Friday night, Nashville in town, and the winner of this takes firm control of the Mississippi River to River Conference. For Keenan Clark, for our producer engineer back at the studio, Mr. Brian R. Powell. Good game for the Lions. They walk away 42-7 victorious over Anna-Jonesboro. Number 8 team in Class 4A, now 5-0 on the season. Thank you for listening to Lions football here on your home for Lions Sports News Radio, WJPF. God bless everybody.
This Carterville Lions broadcast.
All right, bud.
Rob,
Okay, bud, thanks. Awesome. Thank you. Good job. That was a good job.
Well, I appreciate it.
I got to pee so bad I can't.
You need me for anything, Dave?